Theater of the Mind is a dark horror comedy podcast. It is not intended for all audiences, and viewer discretion is advised. There are content warnings and descriptions. Check those out if you're in question. Listener discretion, not viewer. Just want to make that correction. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to Theater of the Mind presents Retribution episode 36. I think. I'm Mike. I'm your dungeon master for this session. And our question this week from the Ultimate RPG Campfire Card Deck by James D'Amato is, what would you want to do if you were to share a perfect day with your companions? Who would be the most excited about your plans?
My name is Amanda, and I am playing Mel Kelly. Mel didn't know any of her companions before everything went sideways, so her imagining of a perfect day with them is still sort of everything being sideways, but not in a trying to kill you way. So, like, we could all get together, and we can run the horses a little bit, and have a little picnic, maybe by a lake, go throw rocks, and do some splashy, and then stretch, and maybe go for a nice nature hike. And then when we get back, we can do some yoga, and tell stories around the campfire.
Did you say buy a lake? Like purchase a lake?
Next
Near.
to?
Oh, I heard buy a lake.
I said buy a lake. B-Y, that's a word.
Gotcha.
It
Okay.
is.
The
It
only
is a
reason I
fact word.
ask is because it's Mel, and it's like it was very confused.
I would
for a
like to
second.
purchase your leg, please, sir.
Yeah, my apologies.
Alongside a lake where we can skip rocks and go paddle around with the fishies.
Okay, thank you.
I think Jacob would be super excited about this plan. I think he and Mel would have a grand old time being the average age of 12 together.
Yes.
I'm Jeremy. I'm playing Elliot Brandybane. And Elliot Brandybane, absolutely ideal day would be a day that his companions are in camp, leaving him the hell alone and not getting into trouble, while he was off somewhere else with a little fishing pole, maybe a hammock and his horse, where he went and fished until noon, and then he'd go ahead and crack a cold beer, take a nap in the hammock until the evening feed. And then at the end of the day, he would come back and tell his companions how miserable he was and go to bed. And he thinks that he would be the most excited of all of them for that kind of a day.
The
Day
problem
without
with
Elliot
that
in
plan-
camp could be kind of relaxing.
The problem with that plan is expecting us to stay out of trouble.
Well, what I'm picturing is that Elliot's day is happening the same as Mel's day, so while he's trying to fish in the background, he hears,
So he's skipping.
yeah! Splash! Splash! No, don't splash me there!
You know, guys, I'm starting to think Elliot doesn't like us.
He came back.
Right?
That's part of his perfect day is coming back.
Came back.
I came back for supper for you to cook something.
Yay.
Full disclosure,
He plays that
Olnock
too.
would enjoy both of those days.
I was hungry. That's what I'm hearing.
I am Bernal.
I know.
Shut up, Dick!
All right. I am Bernal. I am playing Olnock Vaga Johnson. And Olnock really misses his kid, which is no surprise since he hasn't had any contact with her over the last 5 years. However, there is a child in our midst, and he believes a perfect day would be kind of acting like a father figure to said kid and enjoying some time with Jacob, just chilling, because we're kind of just in the middle of nowhere. There's not a whole lot to do. If it could be a perfect, like a perfect day, like a real perfect day with no limitations, we would do an amusement park. We would do all the rides. I would stuff him full of sugary treats and get him all hyper and stuff and make sure he was dead tired by the end of the day. But we would have so much fun. And then I would drink profusely because then I would be sad because he's not my kid. But that's not important. It's not important. It's a perfect day. And I had a great time, and now I must drown my sorrows.
Boy, that took a left turn real quick, didn't it?
Yeah, you couldn't leave the happy question happy.
Goddamn.
It's not Olnock style. But yeah, that would, up until the profuse amounts of alcohol, it would be a perfect day and wonderful. And I think Jacob would be the most excited. Although Olnock might be a very close second. So
Hello, I'm Downs, and I'm playing James O'Brien. And James's vision of a perfect day would be after all this Imoritar, Oog, Boogie Wug, whatever the fuck his name is. Thank you. Once all this nonsense is done, opening up his own restaurant and inviting everybody as VIPs and serving them several courses of gourmet food. And I can't tell if Elliot or Olnak would be the happiest. I think Olnak would be the happiest. And no trauma.
Yeah, VIP feats, bro. Olnak is down. Also, every plan so far has been a giant thumbs up from Olnak.
I'm Kasey Weingarten. I play Emery Lee, and I think that Emery's perfect day with this group looks a lot like the time that we spent at Elliot's ranch. Like, it was comfortable. We had tasks to do. We were learning things, doing things. It was not just sitting around doing nothing. And if we didn't have the driving force of trying to save the world to leave, I don't know that she would have wanted to.
Fair.
I don't know which of you would like that most. But...
Immortal's perfect day would be conquering a 6th realm.
Elliot.
That would be Elliot's day.
Yeah, Elliot would love that day.
I want to go back to the ranch.
It was comfortable. There was not a lot of stress there except for the world ending.
And the amount of Crisco.
So to go back after the
stressful.
world was a done ending, you know?
I think that's why Elliot would like mine the most, because like the food is salted to taste and not overdone or fat.
To taste, not to death.
Yeah. Not everything's not dripping in lard.
Amoritar's perfect day with his companions. He actually gets to live on a regular basis. It's being on the front lines as they siege a new city. The getting the trebuchets and the ballistas set up isn't particularly exciting. The buzz and the energy of his soldiers with the pre-battle jitters. It's a very, very, very high energy,
The big
fun
boy likes
vibe.
to play with his big boy toys.
Oh, the smell of bloodlust in the morning.
His favorite one was when they sieged a city that was going through a plague. He allowed them to send some of their plague victims out, claiming they were going to get treatment, let them die, and then he launched them back in with the catapults to help spread the plague.
Load the grain. Fire the grain.
By the way, a tactic used by our own Roman Empire. Let's go ahead and roll for recap.
I can't argue, and I can't say anything clever because it's all true.
We'll go old school high gets to take it.
That one.
Nat 20.
Let's just let him take that, I think.
I can't beat a nat 20.
I got a 4.
I got a 12.
15.
All right. What happened last session
Well,
back
this
in
is-
November, forever and a day ago?
Well, I happen to have re-listened to it. In the last
Hey, somebody used the resources I put out.
Yes.
Hey,
Barely one of us.
Unfortunately, the short term was we traveled to, I believe, Fort Morgan, met Emery Lee's parents, ate a very, very overdone
It
grilled.
was so well done. It was a congratulations and a handshake.
Okay.
The words you're looking for are shoe leather.
And then we
could use it to
were
replace my
going
armor.
to a church meeting that they have every night, in hopes that the pastor can possibly cure our beleaguered Olnak of his lycanthropy.
We also sent Benny home.
We did what?
We sent Benny home.
Oh,
Benny. I
was
heard
that on that
Bunny.
episode? Or the episode? Anyway, yeah, we saved Benny from.
That was last
Oh, the
week.
kid.
Yeah, Benny the kid at the DIA airport, got him home safely, and asked that his mom not tell anybody we were there.
As you watch the cult come to help them go to the convent in the
We
mountains.
did not watch the cult come. We ran away.
We ran away.
Yeah, we did not stay and wait.
I don't say that to put any kind of judgment on it. You made probably the right call.
We saw them and went, let's get them
Nope.
out of here.
Oh my God, there's people feeding starving people. Kill them. That's evil.
which is why
Feeding
we
people
love-
with nefarious
There's no way
means.
we'll look like the bad guys in this situation.
And that's why they're all still
Why
alive.
did you do that? Because they were bad people. Well, what are we going to eat? I don't know. Good luck.
I don't know. The food's still there. Serve yourself.
Them? I don't know. What do you
That's what the
That is
zombies
a
are doing.
horrible and oh so effective way of getting
So yes, you guys had just entered the church. You've taken your seats somewhere middle-ish, not the front, not the back, somewhere in the middle is where Emery's family likes to park their butt. As you sit, and Pastor Eric takes his place at the pulpit. He leads the congregants in a nice opening prayer that, while brief, does seem quite heartfelt. He then reads a quick passage from the book of Ephesians 6:11. Whatever that means. Put on the whole armor of God that you may be able to stand against the schemes of the devil. Closes the book, kind of rests his hands on the pulpit. This is a tired man, very mentally and physically weary. With a sigh, he says, well, folks, I gotta admit it to you. I never thought we'd need to take this verse quite so literal. But here we are. I'm not sure why the good Lord has decided to test us in such a violent fashion, but as they say, the Lord gives his toughest battles to his strongest soldiers. With that in mind, Erica, would you mind updating our community here on the local happenings? With that, a very firm-looking woman, just very stern, stiff, steps up to the pulpit. Her face is completely devoid of any of the markings brought on by years of laughter. Despite the conditions of the world around, she looks very well put together still. Her hair is pulled back in a tight bun. Her floor-length skirt shows no signs of wear or tear. Her light beige cardigan is completely devoid of any dirt. She stands out from the crowd in that she looks like she is refusing to adapt to the new normal. She updates the congregants on some of the happenings in town. Says, please keep the Barnes family in your prayers. Their boy Andrew still hasn't returned home from his Little League trip to Denver. The Foster family is happy to announce the safe delivery of their new baby girl. Annabelle Foster arrived safely into the world late last night, weighing in at a healthy 7 pounds, 4 ounces. Brett Walker wanted to announce that he has his grinding wheel fixed up and working, so any of us who need our weapons sharpened can head over to his house. He said he's happy to help arm the congregation, but a donation to his beer cooler wouldn't be dismissed. The holding pen seems to still be standing strong, but it's our group's turn to perform the maintenance on the outer wall. So we are looking for volunteers. There'll be a sign-up sheet in the multi-purpose room. And finally, the Turners thank you all for your prayers. After Pastor Eric's healing, we are happy to share that Gregory's leg is back to full strength. She turns to Pastor Eric and kind of nods her head as if to say she's finished and walks back to her seat. Pastor Eric stands, and a pianist off to the side leads the congregants through a hymn. Even for those of you who aren't particularly into hymnals, this is the first music you have heard since the event.
Auditory, yes.
Yep.
I hear music in my head all day long.
Well, that's how music works. You
Let's just say,
don't tend to hear it visually.
we have heard Olnox sing a couple of times.
Decapitation!
It somehow lacks the same feeling that the hymn
Yeah, it's
does,
not.
I think.
It's not the same.
Yeah, no. Very different vibes.
Our God is an awesome
That's
God.
not a hymn.
Nope.
Nope.
Holy, holy. That's all I know of that song.
Oh Lord, 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 Lord.
It's not Southern Baptist,
yeah.
We're on the water.
There are
Sorry.
Southern Baptists.
but this
Really?
one wasn't, I don't think. That doesn't help me.
It didn't help me either.
generic Lutheran is my understanding. Pastor Eric, after the song, takes his place back in the pulpit and looks over the congregation, and his eyes rest on your group.
Mel smiles.
He says, well, friends, it seems that every time I need a boost, the good Lord sends me a reminder that things are going to be okay. I want to take a moment and share in what I assume to be a special moment for 3 dear members of our family. It appears that Mr. and Mrs. Lee have cause for celebration with the return of their oldest daughter, Emery. Emery, I cannot express how glad we are to have you back in our community and how blessed we all feel to know that you managed to make the dangerous journey over the Rockies. Welcome home, and with that, I think this is a good stopping point for the session. For the churching.
The congregation.
Sermon might be the word.
Sermon, thank you.
This is the session. Like,
I looked
we're
up
done?
every other word that I would need through this section except for what the fucking thing's called. With that said, I believe the Nielsen's were able to provide some coffee and pastries in the multi-purpose room. Of course, please make sure to sign up for the perimeter securement. For those who could stay, we also have a little bit of wargaming to get to. With that, the congregants stand and start doing the awkward, polite mingling that frequents all church functions, and also with you. Though now there is extra attention being shown to the Lee family. A lot of people coming up and patting Emery on the back, shaking hands, and generally shuffling towards the multi-purpose room.
Hey, Elliot, is wargaming a normal part of church sermons?
No, I was going to ask Emery's mom and dad about what's up with the wargaming.
I don't want to play war. I live war. It sucks.
It never changes.
Emery's busy greeting people she knows tangentially.
So I'm going to lean over to the player has forgotten their names.
Sharon. And
I wrote them down.
Sharon.
Grant and Sharon.
Kenneth.
Kenneth.
And her sister is Sadie.
All right. Says Kenneth, what's the deal with the wargaming?
Well, Pastor Eric feels that it's wrong to discuss the armed conflicts in the sanctuary.
Oh, that's fair.
So we take it to the multi-purpose room, and that's where we touch base on who's doing patrols where, any new ways to put the undead down we've discovered,
Oh, goodness.
things of that flavor.
All right. Well, I'm gonna get over there. I need to talk to the pastor.
I'm sure he'd be interested in talking to all y'all. You have some experience that those of us who've stayed city locked don't.
Sure. I'll knock. James, come with me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mel, if you want to, we're gonna go talk killing. So
Or,
if you don't want to,
We're
I
gonna go
understand.
talk
Yeah,
to the
Emery
mayor
might
here.
need some backup.
Yeah,
Yeah, just-
Mel's gonna hang out with Emery
Okay,
for moral
and let up-
support.
And I'm just gonna kind of go, Emery, we'll be right back.
Good luck, you got this.
Blink twice if you need me to enact Plan B.
She very carefully does not blink twice.
Her eyes start
1,000-yard
watering.
stare. Yeah.
She stops
One
blinking
blink.
entirely.
Another blink.
Just pained social smiles. Yeah. Grand Junction's been crazy. Yeah.
So they lead you, go off the side, up a small half flight of stairs. You've got a pretty good sized multi-purpose room. It's got one of those carpet basketball courts that a lot of churches have. Why they chose carpet for basketball, I will never ever understand. It doesn't work.
Nope.
Because you only play with the stupid like dodgeballs.
There you go.
You're
Fair.
not playing with an actual basketball.
Still hurts when you fall.
Yes. Oh, the rug burn.
A lot.
Yeah.
Not that falling on the hardwood basketball floor feels much better, but it doesn't give you the serious rug burn.
Right. At least your shorts slide on a court. They've got white folding plastic tables set out kind of along the walls. Couple of the black metal and maroon padded chairs seated sporadically. And Pastor Eric is off by the cookie table getting cookie and coffee, and has a fairly steady stream of congregants coming up and saying, "Oh, that was such a nice sermon." And he's like, "Yeah, it was a brief one today, but I appreciate your support."
Elliot's going to just get in the line of the congregants and kind of get ready to take his turn.
He sees you three step up and he starts expediting the polite handshakes and I think our new friends here might have some information that's valuable to us, so I'm gonna talk to them if y'all don't mind for a moment. And everybody's, "Oh, of course, Father," and out of the way and let him come up. And
Elliot will introduce. He says, "Hi, very nice sermon. I'm Elliot Brandybane, and this is my friend Oldoc Johnson and James O'Brien."
Yep.
Pleasure to meet you three. You were here with young Miss Emery.
Emily, yeah, she's a friend of ours. She helped us get over here. We're just passing through. You were talking about dealing with some of the undead, and we would like to offer your community any kind of information that we've gleaned since we left Junction.
Absolutely.
And I can see that you've got a very full plate on your hands, and apparently you've done a very, very good job with your community compared to some of them that we've passed through. You guys are doing quite well, and that's congratulations on your hard work and your ability to organize. It's the only way we're going to get through this.
That's heartening to hear. I appreciate that. It's been a terrifying couple months, but
yep.
Feels like years.
It is, and I'm sure it's going to be a few more months at least. We're kind of hoping we might have an idea on maybe how to help this. But one thing, me and my group, we have a problem that you may possibly be able to help us with.
Okay.
And Elliot's going to look around to kind of see how many people are around.
There's a fair smattering.
I know you've got a lot going on. Is there any way that we can kind of speak alone about this? There's some kind of sensitive matters that we need to discuss, but it's kind of private in nature.
Sure. Yeah. Let me do one more quick lap around.
No problem. You take care of your stuff when it's convenient. Let us know, and we'll be here.
Off down that hallway there is my office.
Okay.
I'll meet you there 10 minutes.
Sure. Sounds good. We'll be there.
So this coffee and cookies, they're for everybody.
Good. Please help yourselves. Any friend of Emery is a friend of this church.
I'm also going to pop out and kind of indicate to the other two that we're going to go talk with the pastor. And
Emery
it's going to be about
immediately
10
takes the
minutes.
opportunity. Excuse me, my friend's calling. I've got to.
Yes, absolutely.
Somebody needs me.
It was great to see you. Yeah, great to see you. I got.
Oh, Father Eric needs me.
Sorry, I gotta go.
Yeah.
Mel extricates herself from a really dull conversation with a little old lady about tea.
So when he gets,
Don't let that tea steep too long, Missy. It'll get bitter on you.
I won't. Thank you.
Oh, it will, too.
Miss Palm. It was Palm. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
so
Such a sweet young lady.
we're gonna meet up with the pastor here in about 10 minutes or so in his office. I'm hoping that he might be able to help us with Olnock and your problem.
Healing in the sermon.
That's what I want to talk to him about.
So it's not impossible. I'm going to grab as many cookies as I can fit in my hands and go hide in his office until you guys come there.
I've stuffed some in my coveralls again.
And Elliot will properly, because to him it's the way he takes one cookie and one cup of coffee, and that's it.
Mel takes enough coffee to fill each hand.
I would have
Because
taken
she's
more
fairly
coffee,
dexterous.
but-
That's 2 of those little styrofoam cups per hand.
There you go.
And Emery's got a stack of cookies in one hand and a cup of coffee in the other as we just dip into the hallway.
James is gonna debate whether or not he uses Mage Hand to carry an
Still
additional cup of coffee. But he decides that it's probably best not to get
Not to do witchcraft
freaked
in a
out.
church.
Yeah, not to freak people out in
That
here,
would be
so-
inappropriate, just maybe.
Yeah, that might go south.
He's a witch.
Right? We go to talk.
Yeah.
We go to talk to the pastor about Olduk's problem, and we come out with them with James tied to a stake.
Hey guys, I can explain.
So the werewolf thing's fine, but he can't be a witch? All right, that makes sense.
We
That checks out.
can't leave you alone for 10 minutes.
The werewolf thing is a mistake. The witchcraft isn't.
The witchcraft is a choice.
Not if you fail to read the terms and conditions.
Right? I didn't know.
Or if you happen to be born doing magic.
Right? Yeah, no kidding. Emery, do not
Your
do it.
witchcraft is not a mistake.
Yeah, Emery, do not do any of
Oh, yeah, shit.
magic either.
I forgot that there's no real logical reason to describe how
You
James has magic.
Learned it.
Yeah.
You did. You did.
You learned
At
something
Elliot's
else.
Ranch.
Yep.
Elliot's top piece.
Perfect. So yeah, his office is, picture any church office. Okay desk, relatively comfortable but worn chairs, mismatched bookshelves, bookcases. And about almost exactly 10 minutes later, to the best of your internal clock allows, Pastor Eric makes his way back and he sits himself down into his clearly very comfortable, very well worn leather chair. Yeah. All right, folks. So you have something of he closes the door behind him as he comes in, of course. And this office is big enough y'all fit, but it's not big enough that you're all like comfy.
Yeah, I would imagine they probably would do a decent amount of family counseling, so I'm sure there's enough places for people.
It's
for
got like
family
a
to sit.
very well worn couch along one wall.
Which fits Olnok.
And
Oh, like, move your legs. The rest of us want to sit too.
And as soon as he kind of gets comfortable, Elliot's going to say, Pastor, one of them, I have to compliment you on your resilience, on being able to do a sermon every night. Most pastors, if they've got to do, a Sunday and a Wednesday, it's a lot of work. So again, I commend you on getting through a really rough time. I'm quite impressed.
I appreciate that. Ephesians has got a lot to work from. If this does last much longer than 5 months, though, I'm definitely going to be recycling material pretty quickly. But I appreciate those kind words.
Yeah, get you some help to take over a little bit. So before we start, I want to share directly with you what we have learned about the undead.
Awesome.
And so Elliot will do that. He'll pass on what we have discovered.
And you see he's got a Carhartt jacket kind of draped over the back of his chair.
Yeah.
He opens up the breast pocket of it and pulls out one of those like detective steno pads.
Yeah.
And he is just writing everything you're saying down.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys have already discovered a lot of this, but in case you haven't, the more we can share this information, the better off we will be.
Absolutely. No, our current most effective has just been essentially a corral. It's not exactly what we consider the most humane, but for the sake of the congregates, it's definitely cut down on the slaughter.
Yeah.
Now, that said, I would be mighty careful on the northwest side of town. It's just kind of scary over there. We've got a couple pens. As you heard, it's our turn. We've partnered with all of the local community groups and other churches. Everybody takes a rotating schedule to donate time to keeping the pens
Secure.
up. Unfortunately, a lot of these undead are appearing to be pretty freaking clever, so half of it is making it taller every time, too.
Sure.
We are about to finish the second floor of wall. To describe that in the most unclear way possible. The wall will be a 2-story building tall.
Yeah. Big damn wall. Got it.
Yeah,
You're
big
going to
wall.
heighten the fence.
Yeah.
Well, again, I wanted to share what information we had because I believe this helps everybody.
Absolutely. Now, that bit about the beheading not necessarily working is good to know.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's really sad that George A. Romero was not being honest in his depictions of the undead, but
Well, I'm sure that wasn't a documentary.
Yeah,
I'm
I don't
sure it
think
was
he
just
experienced
I mean-
something they made up.
It just just saying that sometimes they get scarier after you've been.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah, that mortuary scene y'all described there is some
Those
truly
hands are pretty
horrific
terrifying.
stuff.
And
It's a
let's
little
not
bit
even bring up
harrowing.
ghosts. Just
Yeah, we're finding that to an extent, salt in your windows and doorways at night seems to work okay.
Oh,
Oh,
We're
good to know.
experimenting with mixing salt into our paint
Ooh.
to see if maybe that
See
does
that
something, but that's a little new still. We haven't gotten very far.
The logic is sound,
Yeah.
at the very least. Yeah.
Very
We're
recent.
finding that either the kosher or that pink fancy salt seems to cut pretty good.
You're getting more southern pasture right there.
I know.
Passing moment.
It's inevitable.
End up sounding like Boomhauer here in a minute.
you're not from around here, are you, Pastor?
Nope.
So anyway, we've you've seen and the kind of things we are. So we've got a problem that we need to take care of, and I trust that it's not going to take a lot of explanation because I don't have a lot to give you. Our friend, and he indicates Wolnock, was unfortunately we were attacked by a not making it up werewolf. He
Okay.
has caught it.
You caught the werewolf?
Caught the whatever
Whatever
disease.
thing that makes you
The curse,
turn into
actually.
one.
Yeah.
Yes, we did find out from people
Very
that
bad.
it is in fact a curse.
Curse.
A
Okay.
curse. And we were hoping that being a man of the cloth, you may have some ability about how to remove the curse.
We heard in the updates during the sermon about your healing ability, and we think, based on what we've learned about magic and things generally, that removing a curse like that is a similar kind of ability to.
I absolutely follow your logic. I have. The good Lord has blessed me with the ability to heal wounds. That much I could say for certain. The young man that was mentioned, Gregory, broke his leg. And I was able to lay my hands upon his leg and watch as the wound and bone reset themselves before our eyes. We don't have a lot of cursed folk floating around for me to have experimented upon. That's a bad choice of words.
Frankly,
To
be
have
surprised if
practiced
you had
upon. And historically, the Catholics really dabble with the whole curse stuff through their exorcism
Do we
stuff.
have any of
The
those?
Catholic Church is right next to the graveyard.
Yeah,
Oh,
so I
no,
wouldn't recommend you
hard
go
no.
there. They're dealing with their own
Issues?
stuff.
Yeah.
The Lord has given them an extra helping of,
Problems?
Tomfoolery.
challenges.
Malarkey.
That said, I'm not confident that I can't. I would like. We've got time. My understanding is we're pretty near the new moon,
Mm-hmm.
so we got a little bit of time. I'm just. Am I safe assuming all the stuff about werewolves is true so far? Full moon makes you howl and furry.
Yeah, so far
so
that we've
far
noticed.
that
Yes.
yeah, it lines up so far that we found.
I think theoretically he could call on it willingly, but we have not tested that.
In
Don't
fact-
test it here.
In
We're
fact, we
not a good
highly
place. Yeah.
discouraged his testing that.
Yeah.
I would kindly ask you to not.
That's fair, because every time I wolf out, to say, I have to keep my bearings, because if I lose control, I can become the beast permanently.
Then that'd be a bad thing, I would imagine.
Yeah,
Yes.
I would lose control. I would just be a threat to everybody. There's a reason I don't do it.
Fair. So if you wouldn't mind, I would like to take a couple days and pray on this. Here as of recent, God's been talking back. Been kind of nice as a pastor to actually get some direct answers here as of late.
Be
It does indeed.
cautious
I said, you know,
and there are now entities in the world that are trying to pass themselves off as false gods.
Did he give you a name?
Did he give me a name?
Like,
The god.
maybe
Did he
what his name
give his
is, among friends.
I said, "Hey, God," and he said, "Hey."
You know what?
there, Patrick.
You're a pastor. You've read the book as well as I have. The tests are in there.
Yeah.
Follow them.
And if he asks you to sign a contract, politely decline.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's the work of the devil there.
For the most part. There's things moving around in the world that didn't used to be, and they are very powerful, and they can easily lead
Mel takes the cookie.
people astray. So you need to be more cautious than maybe you would have in the past. So definitely be discerning on who you're listening to. That being said, unfortunately, we cannot stay for a very long time
Mm-hmm.
because we think we might be able to help the whole event happening, and we're going to try. However, we know this is going to take a little bit of time. We don't have really anything of much value, but we can help around the community for a few days. So if you need like guarding a work party to work on the walls,
Or perimeter watches, maybe.
Well,
that's up to you. I'm not gonna volunteer any of you to do something that you're not comfortable. That's what I've got that I can offer.
before we get to current, you think you can fix this?
We hope.
We hope.
Before we get to fixing things, I feel like we also need to offer a word of caution about strange people coming in claiming to solve all of your food potential problems and all of that. They look like they're good people, but they're not.
The devil frequently wears sheep's clothing.
Yes. If you see any sheep, just say no.
And Elliot will give a description of the cultists and what they're wearing, and
The flail. And
Yeah, be on the lookout for
this
them.
is
Their
the
parts
group
have
that's
changed.
trying
What we've
to.
seen them doing to help
I think the word is proselytize, but I'm not positive that's the correct word.
Mhm.
They're trying to basically get followers into their church. They're a bad place.
They look really good until
They're
you
feeding
get there.
a lot of people. I don't know where they're getting the food. They're very organized.
They're
but-
also getting people up to their church. They're moving people from their home. So like
Into the mountains that we've found so far. They're sending a lot of them back into the mountains.
And as far as we can tell, they truly believe they're doing the right thing, which makes them very dangerous.
They're more like a cult.
That is all very good. Well, you say their symbol is a flail?
Yes.
There might be other cults with other symbols too that we haven't run into, but we have reason to believe that they have a trifecta of
What was it? Flail, scale, and
They have somewhat of their own holy trinity.
flail,
Inspiration
scale-
to
Yeah.
James.
Was it scythe or scythe?
Yeah, sickle.
Sickle?
Yeah, it like,
Oh,
but
similar size,
yeah.
very similar. Yeah.
Not really, no.
I have one somewhere.
The sickle.
Oh, where my
Scythe
scythe
is really big. It's a very large two-handed farming implement. A sickle is a very small one-handed farming.
They got the big one as the logo.
Scythe.
Okay, that's the
Okay.
scythe.
Sickle is the communist one,
You had it right.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
right next to the hammer.
Similar use
Mhm.
for farming, but very different. in
It's
scale.
different, yeah,
Different
quantity.
length.
Lawnmower versus garden
Yeah, little
shears.
chopper.
Yeah, kind
Pruner,
of.
whatever.
Close enough.
I follow the logic. I get it. I know where I messed up. I got it.
That's good to know. We've seen some interesting folk for sure. So we will keep our eye out for them. The good thing is, thankfully, we're in a community that's set up pretty well. We got farmers, got ranchers, we got the South Platte that runs right through town. We're set up about as well as a community.
Can be.
Very sorry.
There's a chance that because of that they won't come for you right away, but when they do, they might not be at their nicest.
We last saw them near Brighton, so they are moving.
Oh, they're close
eastward.
then. Okay.
I mean, that's a fair trek on foot, but
Oh. Where was their church you found?
That was in the mountains past
Deep
Rifle, wasn't it?
In the mountains, between.
Somewhere between Rifle and Kremling.
Yeah, they're gonna say
Which is the
southwest of
mountains.
Kremlin.
Jesus, out in the middle of nothing.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate all that information. That's fantastic. So I don't know if this will be helpful for you folks. I'm an avid baseball fan.
Okay.
For sure.
A fair bit of what I saw looks like maybe Boston.
That's what we thought.
That's
So
what we
you were
picked.
watching the Red Sox game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you saw the same.
It was
Yeah.
on in the background. I was on TikTok.
I was playing Angry Birds.
I thought you were
Yes.
cooking.
I was
I
watching,
was
even
playing
though I'm
Angry
not a
Birds.
huge
Let's be
baseball
honest,
fan.
There was only
cooking.
one person in the shop that had ordered food.
Oh, that's right, because I brought kale chips.
Yeah, you brought your
Yeah.
own food. to
Yep,
a
you
restaurant.
brought your own food to a
All I was having a
restaurant.
liquid lunch.
I miss kale chips. God, those were
I
good.
don't.
They probably still have them in the Safeway,
I hope they don't.
if they had any to begin with.
I want to go tactically acquire some kale chips.
We'll
Oh,
hit
actually,
Safeway later.
Emery was. I'm guessing there might be a sporting goods store in town. My arrows are getting a little bit low. I need
Oh,
to get
it's
some more
definitely, right?
There is a one of the play it again.
Really, that's it?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
There is a Walmart that has a sporting goods section.
Okay.
So
Walmart
There
actually
you go.
might
you probably
have them.
could find better selection there than
Okay.
It's
I-
probably like one of the
There's
nicest
mostly,
Walmarts
like-
still in tech.
sports equipment, not
Yeah.
necessarily like archery. So
They
high
actually
school
do
had
carry 'em
archery
often,
equipment,
so, yeah.
You folks would actually probably be
That's right
well
by the
suited to
house.
talk to Kenneth. The city has taken over most of the mercantile here in town to help make sure it's rationed and distributed out.
If we were helping with defense of your work parties, we be able to
Well-
draw a little bit from the stores.
Yeah, and he actually pulls out some church letterhead and writes out he needs the sharp pointies.
Thank you. Okay.
Doctor's orders.
Thank you very much.
Did
The
you do it
sharp
with the
pointies,
quill?
I like it.
And so, all right, so you guys are going to plan on going to Boston to try to fix things
Ultimately.
at the old current rate of travel, probably about
Don't say it. It's
2
depressing.
years.
Ugh,
French.
I hadn't thought about that, honestly.
All right.
We're just doing our best.
It's gonna be
No, absolutely. And everybody doing their best is all we can hope for. That just helps me formulate
how long?
this ain't getting fixed next week.
No.
No. Not by us anyway. Maybe
Unless there's
somebody
another
who lives
traveling
There could be
band
somebody
of
else
potential
working on
superheroes.
this.
Yeah.
How bad would you be if you got to New York and shit came back?
I would
Generally would
That
not
close.
care as long as it's fixed.
Well, I do actually have something you could help us with, and I want to make it perfectly clear. I'm going to commune with the Lord and see what I could do about helping you with your situation. That is not at all contingent about your reply to this request.
Okay, that's
A
very fair.
werewolf in town is something I would like to take care of.
Hopefully in a peaceful way. That,
Yep,
that would be
ideally.
preferable. Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
We need all the upright folk we can have, especially if it's going to be a hot minute until this is all fixed.
I'd like to do an insight check just to make sure take care of meant in a good way.
You
Take
can
care
roll
of
an
the
insight check.
situation.
Especially tied to a statement about the Lord.
I will
It's a
smite thee.
17.
You are confident he meant that in the most innocent way possible.
Mel would be.
He is fully intending heal, not keel. So speaking of folks traveling through town, sharing some wildly fascinating stories, as yours has been. Had a feller come down from the north about a week ago with a pretty fascinating story of his own.
Okay.
He apparently a feller had been traveling for quite some time, trying to avoid as many populated areas as possible.
Just like us.
But this story was worth passing along, so he cut down south to us to spread this story. About a half day's walk. So I'm not sure if, I'm assuming y'all didn't walk here from Junction, so you might be able to get there a bit quicker. About a half day's walk north of here is a gravel pit. Got a fair few of them in town, but there's a good source of gravel up north of town. A lot of the construction companies get it for their landscaping needs.
Okay.
It's also got some good aggregate for the concrete mix. Because of that, they move large quantities. They had some big earth movers, excavators, bulldozers, dump trucks, the big, dang near mine-sized stuff. Monsters.
Fantastic.
That man came down, and I guess he didn't really so much have a story as he had a question. He asked us, and he'd been asking everybody in town. He didn't come to me and ask how this happened. That'd be weird. He was asking through town, and I got in touch with him.
Okay.
He wanted to know how we got our earth movers moving again.
Huh.
Now, this is a question that I would love an answer to. Because I'm thinking if you're able to get one of them gigantic diesel engines operating, you're probably going to be able to help our community out a fair bit.
Yeah.
Generators, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. There are a lot of things here in town that would love for combustion engines to function again. Quite frankly, I do a little bit of tinkering. I'm a old school car guy. Had a nice Chevy square body. I was getting back up into good shape. It doesn't make sense to me that combustion engines don't work anymore. If this guy was able to make that happen, I would love to know how. That said, I have had a very hard time cutting a full day out away from the congregation to get up north. And you saw my congregants out there. They're solid at keeping town safe in numbers. This isn't a group of folks I'd like to throw against the wilderness. If you guys wouldn't mind heading up north, I'm gonna say it's a half day's walk. See what you can find out about this and report back. Either bring the feller who got him working again with you, or just tell us how he pulled this off. That would do our community an immense amount of good.
So the guy that came through said he saw the heavy equipment operating.
He did.
Did he say whether he saw people operating the equipment?
He didn't get close enough. The concept of the equipment working had him spooked.
Fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Okay, so he saw the equipment moving. That's all he can for sure.
And
that's all
these
we
are
can
the
for
big
sure.
ones, so
Sure.
you could see them
A long
out
ways
here.
away.
You could see them for a couple,
Yeah.
4 or 5 miles, feels like.
I assume
Okay.
this gentleman isn't still in town.
No, he parted. After everybody in town went, what are you talking about?
Okay.
He's like, all right, well, and I gotta say, I do believe I've been dealing with the public my whole life. I've went through theology school. One of my specialties while I was in school was psychology or psychiatry. I kind of made that one word. Psychology.
Psychiatrist, not psychology.
Said both at the same time. That was impressive.
I wasn't gonna call you out on it.
For a continuity check, I guess, is north of here the same direction where Elliot had a sense of something when he was sensing things
Everybody was sensitive.
while we were
Oh,
traveling?
that's true. I did do that. I got a white and yellow feeling from sort of in the direction of Fort Morgan.
Yeah, no, it would not be the same direction.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
And this is far enough away, it would have been out of your range anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
You said this place is north of town. I'm
Yeah.
assuming just. Like,
Yeah, you
there's
could just
really
take-
one road north.
Yeah. It's straight up that road. Yeah.
Okay.
The Fort Morgan gravel pit.
Something like that. Yep, that's what it's called now.
That's the name.
I intentionally did not write the name down because I don't want to accidentally give anybody any free advertising. That one place up there with the dirt. They also have sand.
It's probably hard to miss from the road.
Yes, especially if there's earth movers
Moving around.
Yeah.
If they're going to be
It'll
the only
stand
ones
out.
making
Hear it.
noise over there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
If the group agrees, I think we should go check it out.
I'm down to go.
I'm in.
All of us.
All of us.
All
this
of us.
time.
Never split up the
Everybody.
Yes.
Again.
perfect. And obviously, it's near nighttime. This is not urgent.
Tonight.
I want 2 nights of prayer to see if I can find an answer on your situation at minimum anyway.
Yeah.
This isn't I mean, it's high stakes. If it was working, this could significantly improve our world. But we've got things in place. This is not an emergency.
Okay, thank you.
But if you guys could handle that, literally all I need to know, how, if he can tell you. If not, I mean, the feller would be the most useful. But how he's doing it, if it's actually happening, that'd be a huge asset to our community. And in fact, if we could figure that out, we might be able to get you to Boston a heck of a lot quicker.
Hey, wait a minute. Wait 1 second. We've got rocks that talk. The Rocky Talkies.
We have Rocky.
Oh, yeah.
Let's
Forgot about the
leave
Rocky
one of them with the pastor.
I think we should leave one of them with Jacob, so that when we leave him with Jeff, he can yell at us if he needs
We're
us.
planning on leaving Jacob in town?
Did you?
On a day away travel? Half a day away
Is
travel?
that
No.
what Jacob wants to do?
Jacob's not here.
Jacob's not in the room. He stayed with Sharon and Kenneth.
Okay.
He's
Well,
probably eaten so many cookies by now.
we
Oh, dude,
have.
yeah, he's having a great time.
We actually
He
have a
snuck
way.
coffee.
We'll
But no.
talk about that later.
But
Talk
we
to that
will do
highly
our
caffeinated
very
child.
utmost best to get the information back to you.
I appreciate that. And like I say, successful or not, I can't promise I can fix this, but I will do what I can. I would never have thought I could reset bones.
Yeah. I mean,
So,
I've acquired since the event some of that similar healing ability as
We've
well.
all gained abilities that we never saw coming.
So
We understand.
I
I can
know what
catch
you mean.
things in midair.
She can. You can shoot
It's
a
really
she
Like
can, you
impressive
shoot an
things,
arrow
not like
at
a
her
ball,
and she can
like-
catch it. It's amazing.
like an arrow or a. Yeah.
Stab myself with my pencil.
Oh,
I am not now.
well, perfect. I appreciate you folks. And I'll expect to hear from you here in a couple days.
Okay, we'll do that. Thank you.
I had to hurry and catch the imaginary cookie before it fell apart.
All right, we're back.
Okay.
Church.
We're headed north.
Yeah, we're going
to
north.
Fort
To
Morgan
Alaska.
to go
I
check
I don't
out.
know where north is.
We
That way.
agreed to go look at our random earth
Sleep
movers
first.
in the morning.
In the morning.
So you guys meet back up with the Lees. Make your way back across town to the Lee household. Once you get there, Jeff is still awake. He's comfortable down in the basement. And Sharon goes about busying herself, trying to do everything she can, pulling out all the spare linens that they have in the linen
There's
closet.
definitely a guest bedroom and a pull-out couch at least.
She pulls out the camping air mattress as well and is trying to figure out how she's going to pull that off now that the air pump's dead.
Dad goes to the garage and finds the bike.
Yeah. You hear Kenneth cussing from the shed, trying to find the...
I thought we didn't use those words in this house.
I'm not in the house.
Damn, your dad's gonna go here.
Only when he's being criticized.
Sharon, you don't have to worry about me. I'll go ahead and stay outside tonight with the horses.
Oh, nonsense. We've got a roof and we can make you comfortable in here.
As long as it's not raining, I actually prefer the sky overhead, and we do have the horses here. So,
Okay. Well,
I mean, I won't be far, and if it acts like it's going to rain, I'll come inside. But I'm fine. I appreciate it.
you can feel free to set yourself up on the trampoline like the kiddos did. Might provide some comfort.
oh God.
Oh, I might
The
do
worst
that.
back pain in the morning ever.
Sleeping in a U all night.
From experience, it gets fucking cold.
Yeah.
with The airflow
Oh,
underneath.
airflow underneath.
Life.
He'll figure that
We
out
did
pretty
that
quick and move back down.
once. Too early in the season.
Yeah, we did that a couple times. Yeah. Freaking cold.
It was really nice in July.
Yeah, if
Yeah,
it's a hot, if it's
yeah.
a hot night, it'd probably be nice.
Shortly after Sharon's content that you're as comfortable as she can make you, she and Ken say their goodnights and head off to their bed. Theirs is upstairs. So you've got a floor between you. Sort of two, but I meant the first floor between you. Sadie stays up with you guys for a while. She's excited to have her sister back in town. She's kind of talking your ear off a little bit. And then once she's fully comfortable and decided that the folks is probably asleep, she turns to Emery and says something. Where is it? Oh,
For gossip.
so I don't know about you guys, but it's kind of boring and really, really, really dark down here. Do you want to go do something?
Like,
What?
There's this guy who's doing a poetry reading tonight at the Jazzy Coffee.
I don't.
I think you
believe in
guys will like him.
going
He's really
out
cool.
After dark anymore.
I've been
Scary
doing
shit
it.
Happens after dark. Sorry, scary shit happens after dark.
That was mildly quieter, I guess.
I've been doing it for like 2 weeks. I haven't seen the pens are working.
Is he a new guy? Like, was he in town? Who's this guy?
He's new to me.
Describe him, Emery. Do you know this guy?
Did he go to school?
I
here?
assume we are, but I'm gonna bow out of this conversation.
I mean, I think so. His name's Blake.
Balake, yeah.
And he's such a good poet.
I'm sure he is.
He is. And he's good at the words. And the Jazzy Coffee's been doing poetry readings.
That
Because
sounds
there's
like-
nothing else.
Yeah,
We can't go to the movies anymore and the bowling alley doesn't work.
yeah, yeah.
So,
There's not really much
Nothing
else.
else.
To do.
yeah. I'm too big for the swings to be fun.
You are
You're never too old for the swings to be fun.
When did Elliot get back here?
His inner child was screaming.
The
Hey,
problem,
hey!
the
He came
problem
in to
is
grab
that
more
no
blankets.
one is sharing their weed anymore. So the swings aren't fun anymore.
Have some of that at the
That's
Jazzy
poetry
Cafe.
fun.
I mean,
That's not that big. Hey,
Should
I'll
we
go.
be stoned during the apocalypse? I
I
don't know
don't
if that's
think
the
that's a
best
good
call.
idea.
I've never been stoned on a swing set, and that sounds like a horrible idea.
Yeah,
That sounds
this
miserable.
sounds awful.
Like, that sounds terrible.
Are we gonna get off? I can't stop.
Yeah, no, like everything about that sounds like a bad idea.
The ground won't stop moving.
But you have that problem when you're not moving.
I know.
So it's like, oh god, no.
Actually, that's totally valid and fair. Yeah, that doesn't sound terrible. I'm going.
If you're going, then I'll go with you.
God damn
May as well. You don't have to come.
No,
We
You
don't
didn't
split up the
override
party
my
anymore.
grandpa.
Not the party.
It's
This
literally
is
four
good.
blocks.
Not been fighting.
It's 4 blocks away.
If
We
you
walked
wake
past it
up
on the way
Ken,
to
I
church.
can't go.
Remember
Oh,
what
no,
happened the
Hoss,
last
will you
time
live
we
with
did
this?
it? Well, like, we'll just go see.
I don't know. This is the only thing in town.
Have you
If you,
tried
I
killing
can take
zombies?
one of the Rocky Talkies, and if something goes wrong, it'll literally take you
So glad that
2
took.
minutes to get there.
Didn't we figure out that those only work once a day? Didn't Jeff tell us that? These only work once a day.
Yeah, we haven't used them today, have we?
Yeah, but what if we might need them tomorrow?
It's a new day.
It's a new dawn. It's a new life.
Why is Mel the one trying to talk sense into these children?
Has Mel spent a lot of time sneaking out of the house?
Yes!
But she didn't read the terms and conditions.
Fine, fuck it, let's go. We'll meet this Blake dude, and hopefully he doesn't try to kill us or turn us undead, or maybe he's a vampire.
Wait a minute. I had a thought. Just want to share that with y'all. What if said poetry is not actually poetry, but some sort of spellbinding spell?
Wait, there's so many
There's a
reasons
lot
why
of
this
bad
could
that can
also
happen.
be
at the end of
some
the day.
guy.
I mean, isn't that kind of what poetry has always been?
Well, see, yeah, there's a difference
Well, yes
between
and no,
What if
because it
this
won't
teenagers-
force you to do things that you didn't
there's
want
a
to do
difference
before.
between poetry and actual spell
Like in real spell.
stuff. Whose spells actually work.
Listen, guys, if my sister is going to sneak out of the house and go 4 blocks, 5 blocks to the Jazzy Cafe, like, I'm not gonna let her go alone.
I'm not saying she shouldn't go.
I am.
alone, right? Because we don't want her to go by herself. So if she's gonna go anyway, we probably should go.
This is totally gonna
I'm
turn into an
going.
undead grandpa.
What?
You're not wrong.
Why
No.
can't we just spend one
Grandpa wasn't in
night
this town.
in a bed
Yeah,
Not your
Grandpa-
grandpa.
and sleep the entire night without having to go out and kill something?
Oh yeah, we were close at this.
I'm hoping we're not going to have to kill anything at the Jazzy Cafe.
Well, if we have to kill Blake, I would like to do the honors.
Wait, do they still? wait. Do they still have coffee?
They still have
Oh,
coffee
yeah.
at church.
Okay, I'm in.
Fresh ground,
I'm in.
fresh roasted.
All right.
My standards are not high. Okay.
They were fortunate enough to have a gas pastry oven,
Oh my God,
Ooh.
they're pastries.
I'm
Pastries.
down. Let's do it. Let's go.
fresh scones.
China, you are speaking my language.
Okay, so we've decided we're going, but who's gonna draw the short straw and tell Elliot that we're going?
Nose goes.
Elliot's gonna find out when we leave the house.
Yeah, we probably will walk right past it.
Yeah, Elliot's
Well, yeah,
gonna
we're sneaking
know.
out the back.
No,
The front
trust
door
me,
still creaks.
Elliot will know.
Of course it does.
Dad won't fix it.
Yeah, we gotta go out the back and then.
You have to
the
skip
alleyway.
the third plank on the back deck.
Oh, I hate to
It
tell you
creaks.
this. We're gonna get caught. I'm gonna forget.
No.
Nobody's
I'll
Here's
do my
gonna know.
best.
no.
but-
Here's what we
Don't just
say.
do it.
Here's what we say. When we get caught, our response is, it was to protect Sadie, who was going whether we wanted to or not.
Oh,
That
is this
makes
the
us-
excuse to Elliot or to the parents?
Yes, same thing. This
Yes.
makes us the good guys.
Yes to both.
And not because we want to do something fun and slightly normal for once.
I'm not convinced it's going to turn out to be slightly normal, but God, I hope.
It could just
So
be a
doubt
shitty
it.
poetry night at a terrible cafe.
Aren't
Oh yeah,
they-
sounds like a great
Aren't
night.
Aren't all
Sounds
poetry nights
fucking
shitty?
wonderful.
Like, when was the last time you went to a good poetry reading?
Never, because I never went to
Never.
any of them.
Exactly.
I was busy doing it.
I've seen them
Sorry,
on the
Sadie,
internet. but
Never.
I've
I've
been
not.
to one.
People who write their own poetry is not my.
I tried. I thought it was a trivia night.
Does a
It
concert
wasn't.
count?
You got a lot of
Technically
trivia
poetry,
nights.
right?
Somebody told me once that was how people socialized, and I believed them. I think they were lying to me.
That's how you met us, so
Usually-
technically you're not wrong.
Yeah.
That's fair. I can't argue against that one. So
And
So,
one
we're
of them-
going.
we're going.
I'm really bad at trivia. I know
I'll go
this is
tell
hard
Elliot.
to believe.
You got it. All right. You can see him better than I can.
We're going out.
No, you can't.
back.
No, I can't actually. Shit.
Oh no, I can.
Nobody
You
can
want me to
see
do it? I
Elliot.
can see
He's
him.
in the dark.
Yeah, you're probably gonna tank the hit better when he chucks something at you.
We're all going out the back.
Should I
so-
fly into a rage before I encounter Elliot just to be safe?
Elliot, we're leaving. We're gonna go listen to poetry, damn it.
So Sadie
She
is
Sadie's doing some shit.
All right.
halfway up the stairs on her way out.
All
I
right,
grab
fuck
my
it, we're
jacket
doing
and I'm
this.
following her.
I follow them too.
I put on my.
It smells of
The
brimstone.
most
Um,
clothes.
Are you still wearing that badass hat? No, I had him.
No,
I
you're
took
wearing
it,
the hat
that's
now
right.
because it was rubbing my ears weird.
He's still wearing the chaps last I heard though.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So he's got a
I-
red gilded cape and fucking
Even
woolly
in
chaps.
town
What
after
are
we're
you
not
doing?
traveling, you're wearing the chaps?
Uh,
After breaking down
no.
for the night? You wore those to church?
I probably wore nice clothes to church.
Mel,
nice as far as our
Mel
clothes
I
are
took
takes-
the chaps off.
Mel
Yeah.
takes her silver dagger with her.
Okay.
I'm going kitted out
Yeah, I'm bringing magic hammer and well,
Mel's wasn't gonna go full kit.
because if there's any
but-
time that freaking corral of undead is gonna break loose, it's the
gonna be
night that we
fucking
decide to fuck
now.
around.
Alright.
I was told there was coffee.
I agree.
That's all she cared. She's like, I got a dagger.
There's a
was
lot
told
of
there
people
was
with cows
coffee.
around here too. They might.
And
Like-
I only sort of have misgivings because life.
Listen, I understand, but it might be fun.
So stealth
My
out
soul
the,
is
out the house.
tired.
Yeah, let's get a group stealth. Yeah.
Ah, bro, don't give
I'll
me
roll for
golden
her.
Stealth. Fuck. All right.
Thunked.
Yikes. Can I have experience because I've snuck out of the
That's
house
not
before?
good.
Because we
Yeah, I'll give you
I told
advantage.
you we
Yeah,
were gonna
yeah,
get
because you
caught.
get advantage because
All right.
you told us about the creaky floorboards.
So how did everybody roll?
11.
Hang on, I'll get back to you on that. I rolled the same thing twice and it was a 3. So I got
Okay.
4.
Oh, so I'm slightly better than Emery. I rolled a 5 with my modifier.
Jesus Christ.
I told you we're gonna get caught. I tried to tell her.
I got a
pulled the
24.
average.
So we
Fucking
forget
James
James,
just
is with us, and the rest of us all managed to hit that plank. She said not to.
Every one of you, including Sadie.
You're the one who fucking told us about
Sadie
it.
steps on it first, and I go, Sadie, and then I step on
And
it.
I go, Emery.
And then you step on it and I'm not going.
I told you I was gonna forget where it was.
It's okay, Dad snores like a
He
train.
does. Yes.
Now he's got the apnea.
His CPAP machine
Yeah, that-
no
that
longer
ain't gonna
works.
work.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, poor dude.
You are now firmly outside the house.
Mhm.
All right, step
We
one.
should
complete.
just tell Elliot
That's-
because
that-
we know
yeah.
he's going to find out anyway.
He's gonna find out and he's gonna be a lot more pissed if we don't
Wait,
tell him.
wait. I've got to. Okay, I know the story. I'm gonna tell you.
You're saying this 20 feet from his head.
Yes.
Okay.
No, he hears very well. All right.
Are you asleep?
I was until 4 people stepped on a squeaky goddamn board and then whispered at each other. What the fucking hell are you up to?
Sadie is being a teenager, and we're gonna go keep her safe. We'll be back in. How late is this thing going? A couple.
Until it's over.
We'll be back before morning.
It's a poetry night at the cafe 4 blocks down the road.
There's gonna be coffee and
I'm told
pastries and
there's
scones.
coffee. We like coffee?
That's the dumbest thing I ever heard in my life.
Yeah, but the teenager was going anyway. We're doing the right thing.
So if the teenager jumps off a goddamn cliff, y'all are gonna just follow her off.
No.
Well, I would attempt to save her, which is why we're doing this.
Yeah. Wow.
For Christ's sake, go
Yeah.
have fun. Leave me alone.
You're gonna nap with the horses?
Yes.
All right.
All right.
Sit down, Charlie.
He sits.
Fair enough. I mean, we vowed to not split the party again, but we're leaving them behind.
Yep,
Whatever.
yep.
Okay, he's got the Rocky Talkie.
Alright.
Jacob's asleep in the basement. Just so you know.
So if you hear that board squeaking out, it's him following us, and he calls
Yes.
Yeah, because he doesn't even know where it is. What are the? I bet he misses it though when he comes out.
Well, I think that was a James stealth.
Jacob
Jacob
stealth check.
stealth check.
Man, that fried your brain. That was fun to watch.
I glanced down at my own fucking nameplate.
So wait. We can do. Would it be a perception to see if we see Jacob?
Sure.
It's not good, but fuck it. Here we go. Yep, that's what I thought it would be.
10.
9.
Passive 16.
11.
Actually, I rolled a 7.
11? Is that the high?
I don't add anything to it. It's an 11.
I had to subtract.
I got a passive 16.
None of you have any reason to believe that Jacob is following.
Okay.
Should be fine.
Anyway, he's asleep in the basement.
We'll be back in probably a couple hours. At most.
All right. You guys are able to make your way over to the Jazzy Coffee. It's a quiet, fairly, honestly, peaceful night. You could kind of just barely hear a fairly steady sound of groaning, moaning, angry sounds coming from the northwest, I think is what I said.
Is that the direction we're heading?
No.
Okay.
Not
No, we're
yet.
headed straight west. Pretty much.
Yep.
So the coffee shop you picked is the one I used to work at.
Is it really?
It wasn't the same cafe it is now.
Yeah.
When I worked
That's
there.
funny.
But that's the exact building I used to work at.
You guys
There's
make-
so many coffee shops. I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna go. There's a weird amount of coffee in that town.
There is.
listening
There
to the,
wasn't when I worked there.
Yeah.
We were like one of 2.
Yeah, it's
listening
like-
to the moaning and groaning of the zombies. James is gonna say, "You guys miss the ambient noises of like crickets chirping?"
You do hear that as well.
Okay, but not the moaning and groaning of the undead.
It's a little more unsettling these days,
Shut up.
yeah.
I mean,
There is a fairly non-rhythmic thumping coming from over there as well.
It's been, we've had it better than the people in town have it, 'cause we haven't heard this every night. Most nights we've had it.
God, that would have driven me insane.
So,
I would have charged in there with a sword by now.
Stop talking.
I don't know. Everything that we seem to trust backfires.
Maybe we should stop trusting.
Yeah, exactly.
As you say that, you
was my
pull up in
life up
front of the
till now.
jazzy coffee.
This sounds like a perfectly reasonable solution to the problem.
Sadie just goes straight on in.
yeah, follow her in.
The barista's working. It's kind of, hi, Sadie. It's in between. It's in between readings right now. It's the coffee run for everybody. What you guys see is, for those of you who've seen it, which might only be one of us, MTV Unplugged Nirvana's performance.
Oh, I used to have that CD.
The stage in here looks a lot like how they decorated that stage. Shit ton of candles. Trying to make this place as light as they can, which honestly, for a poetry reading, a pretty darn good ambiance. And you can tell that they have just been adding candles, letting them just melt to the stage. So the edge of the stage is pretty well waxed, thoroughly drippy, melty. Kind of cool though. It's got like the 3 or 4 at a time spread around the stage. It's a small stage. For Bernal, it's the stage we played at that dive bar. That's big enough for half a drum set.
Okay.
God, that's tiny.
It was
Part of that show? I don't remember being. Oh
It's
no,
the
I was.
Dead Kaczynskis that we
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
I heard of that show. I wasn't at that one.
Oh, you weren't at the Dead Kaczynskis?
I wasn't your
Huh.
bassist yet.
Well, that's a reference for one person.
This guy that made it.
Yeah.
That's a reference for one person who isn't here.
It's honestly anybody who's gone to Kopika for a show. It's it's that kind of environment.
Like 1-2 persons.
Yeah.
It's bait.
That they routinely hold punk bands in for reasons.
I don't even know where they had a stage.
They don't.
I blinked.
They have an over there.
Yes, the very formal over there.
Yeah.
If you have a full drum set, the rest of the band is not on the stage.
And there's a stool set, just a cliche wooden bar stool, nothing fancy to it, with a little music stand next to it for the guys who need to put their books or whatever on. Sadie goes up, and the barista's already handing her a cup of coffee. Knows what she likes. And Sadie motions back, trying to, be a cool teenager, like, they're with me, they're cool. So you guys go up, you're all able to get a cup of joe, and they do have a decent smattering of scones and the like. They've only got like 2 bagels.
Oh, I am absolutely taking one of the bagels.
They only have like 1 more bagel.
I haven't had a bagel in months.
And you see that they've got instead of a tip jar, they've got they've got a favor jar written on there. Donations, don't have to. And there's plenty of seating. Sadie finds her favorite table, which is unsurprisingly right smack up front center. And shortly after you guys get seated, the barista goes around. They did have also oil lanterns hung, so that way during regular business hours, this place could be properly lit. And they go and they turn the knob thingy to make the flames less, to set the mood. Diffuser or something maybe is called. I don't know. They make the oil less hot so it doesn't bright the place in the same
They
way.
turned down the wick.
Yeah.
And with that, they've also got one of the old school mirrors set up. They get a little extra light kind of on the stage.
Oh, I see.
And shortly thereafter, out walks fairly tall, fairly lean, dressed entirely in black.
Of course.
It's a black button-down shirt, black jeans, black shoes, black socks, white skin,
Tasty. Okay.
particularly in contrast to the entirely black attire. He's got artsy side shave, floppy emo hair,
The epitome of it's not a phase, Mom.
flicks his hair back as he takes a seat.
What color's his hair?
Black.
Of course it is.
Are we? Is he wearing corpse paint at this point? He
He
sounds
is
a lot
not
like-
wearing less death metal, more 90s jazz poetry.
with a slash of My Chemical Romance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Instead of the beret, he's got a trendy haircut.
Okay. All right. Yeah, the beatnik.
Yes, yeah, exactly. He's the emo version of the poetry girl from an extremely goofy movie.
Oh yeah.
To pull a
That's a
specific reference.
Very specific. Yeah. But I know exactly what you're talking
They
about.
made more than one of those too.
Yeah, and the second one's actually okay.
The second one's
Yeah.
solid. Yeah.
It's
It's
pretty
not as
good.
good as the first one.
They go to college together.
Woo.
Emery is hardcore judging her sister's crush.
Mel is also hardcore judging Emery's sister's crush.
Allnock is holding back laughter as best as humanly
We
possible.
look
It's
this
so
guy.
hard.
It
calm
would be so
down,
difficult.
back
Like
up,
that
look at each
fucking
other
guy.
And we're front and center to this.
I think Mel's probably more into the muscular gym type, so yeah, she's looking
That
at her
would
like,
be Mel's
really?
type.
Yeah,
Feels
yeah, this is
really-
super duper not Mel's type.
Yeah, no, I think
Emery has absolutely encountered these guys because they are very your world adjacent.
I think I probably hung out with them
Yeah.
for a bit until I realized how deeply uncool they are.
Yeah.
So, Emery, have you met this dude?
Does he look familiar to me at all?
He's younger enough.
Yeah, I wouldn't have really known him.
This child needs to go outside. Vitamin D is good for you.
Bro needs to eat a sandwich.
Hey there, listener. I'm just going to jump in briefly. I just want to take a quick second and re-promote our Patreon. If you want to hear ad-free, unabridged, and early release episodes, we have those. If you want more quality content that only Patreon subscribers can gain access to, we have that. In fact, it's my understanding that the SideQuest crew got to take on an age-old foe of adventurers everywhere in this last episode. The Fearsome Door. In all seriousness, for $5 a month, you can gain access to over 7 hours of additional content, and that's just what we've released so far. That said, we here understand that everything in the world seems to be getting a bit more spendy, so if you are looking for a less financial way to show your love, please follow, like, subscribe, comment, download, review, or whatever your podcast app of choice allows. We appreciate you all. Now let's get back to Fort Morgan. They do have off to the side a very, very small trap kit and a guy with an upright bass. And they lay into just cliche jazz poetry.
This hurts. Okay.
This stone wasn't good enough today.
I don't know, the coffee's pretty damn good.
But that's gonna keep me awake.
I did not. I
Oh my god, that'd be golden. Okay.
So what poem does he start reading?
Shadows on the ground.
Snapping in the background. If I drink any more of this coffee, it's gonna keep me awake for this.
Soul
You're welcome
burning
to go back.
flame, passion fire.
Just like random words, yeah.
Words that add emotion to the sentence. Spoken like William Shatner.
Holy
eyes with some weird
Well, fun
comments.
fact about this coffee shop is they were also featured on HGTV's Hometown Makeover, and no one liked the makeover they did there.
I've heard that happens.
They did that in Fort Morgan, and they apparently fucked up a good few businesses.
Stop.
It was great for like 3 months.
I'm kind of glad Elliot didn't come to this because he would have been complaining the entire walk here, walked into the building, saw all of the setup, and then turned around about face and then walked back.
Like, well, Elliot's gone.
I'd rather be killing abominable grandpa. This is bullshit. You shouldn't have even gotten up.
Well, that's why he didn't.
At least there's coffee. I like coffee.
Gives a proper
Oh my
toss to his hair.
Yeah.
Gets it out of his eyes. Jazz keeps playing quietly. They see that he's getting ready, so they quiet down a little more. Roses will rain when I meet the train of eternal existence.
Barf.
Jesus will find me in a boxcar singing a sad song, slow and sweet. The suffering hillside has been steep, but I've patiently overcome. Every unexpected disappointment, there's nothing I regret. St. Gabriel will dig my jazz. Uriah Hamilton. Sadie is absolutely just enraptured.
She's
Oh, we
fixated.
are all like doing this.
Oh, we're enraptured, all right. For
Throughout
vastly
the power.
different reasons. Can I do an Arcana check to see if any of that was magical in any way, shape, or form?
Absolutely.
Emery is
That was
restraining
worse than a
herself
Seuss
so
poem.
bad
Right.
from bursting
I
out.
got a 17 for that Arcana.
Sadie thinks it was.
Okay. I said Arcana, not insight.
Sure, magic. Are you guys not seeing that? Oh my god.
To dream in jazz is to become jazz. Close your eyes and listen. Go to where jazz becomes life when your eyes reopen. You'll become jazz. Your words will sing the blues. Patricia Kerrigan.
Go outside and run a mile.
At the end of each one, everybody
A little snap clap. Oh god. Oh, are you sure you don't need to say anything about pretentiousness here? You sure? We don't need to cover
Belle actually does, like at the end of that, when that's what she during the stat clap. Go run a mile.
You actually say that?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
She may have been a little bit of a bully. And those were totally her targets.
The fountain gushed. A flood of incantations from his ebony wand pointed skyward. Lost in his world to excite your soul. Michael Keshigan.
I like the names at the end. It's very funny. He'll lean over to Sadie and say, "So how long does he read poems for?"
Until he runs out.
Until he runs out.
So after we finish our drinks, we can go, right?
No.
James was like halfway down in his drink. Like, aw.
It's a freshly hot coffee. Roll
Suck it.
Constitution.
Just burning his esophagus just for pure spite to get the fuck out of here.
That's a natural 20.
Yeah. All right.
He's got a fucking throat made of mithril.
I don't want to be here anymore.
You hear somebody sit down behind the piano.
Oh,
They got over there. Ding, ding, ding. Some jazzy riffing. Piano keys begin the tease. Stand up bass is plucked to please. Alto sax exhales a high, but then that trumpet starts to cry. Laura Trinity.
An actual jazz concert would be better than this. So,
Hi, Sadie. Thanks for coming again. I see you brought some friends. I'm glad that we are able to share this experience together.
I hope you go a little faster. Let's speed this up a little.
Some of us would like to sleep tonight.
Do a stealth check so that I'm not noticed.
Too late.
You're wearing a cape.
Yeah, a fucking red and gold cape.
Coffee shop with an open layout.
James wants to disappear into the dark, into the night for where he belongs.
Yeah, that
I
was
would rather
pretty
drink
good.
that hot coffee again.
Honestly, though, I would rather listen to that.
He
Back to
goes
my
through-
bed, my warm bed.
Probably about a solid, honestly, an hour of this.
Oh my god.
Oh God.
We all talk like that for the next 20 minutes.
I think there's definitely a point where Sadie elbows Emery sharply because I am dozing off.
Well,
There's a couple of
great,
moments where
fallen asleep on the table next to
On
your
the-
coffee mug.
there's a couple of moments where he lets the jazz trio play for a while in between poems, and they're okay. They're every coffee house jazz band that's ever existed. Very inoffensive.
Background noise.
Very much sounds like three people playing instruments at the same time, not necessarily playing things related to each other.
Mel's snoring softly. Her nose is still a little crooked from that break.
Hey, Olnak. I need an yes or no.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
I want to do it, whatever it
If you're gonna do a shenanigans, go for it.
yes,
Otherwise,
sir.
we're gonna fast forward to the end.
doing a shenanigans.
Oh, that's happening.
The Master of Mischief is going to cast minor illusion and make ghostly whispers tell people to get out.
It is you guys, the baristas, the jazz trio, and Blake. Who are you doing it to?
Oh, it's
So there's no other people?
Yeah, no.
Everybody else
Yeah.
is
so
like,
You
it's
guys
just-
are the
it's
crowd.
just
Oh god.
I'm so glad we came, you guys.
You didn't have to. I told you you could stay.
Don't split the party.
so the sound just emanates
earlier.
throughout the entire room of just
Oh.
ghostly voices saying "Get out."
Okay.
Mel wakes up and goes to do a fighting.
It lasts for about a minute.
Jesus.
I knew this was a terrible idea.
You see everybody who is in there. So the trio keeps playing, but they're definitely looking around. Blake pulls out his pocket knife ready. Everybody's got the baristas are grabbing their stuff ready just in case they see something.
And I
Like
picked,
everybody here is ready to go. Just waiting to see if the voices become something more.
I picked the creepiest voice I can think of, so it sounds like Elliot.
Get out of here!
Yeah, pretty much. Just get out. Martha will get you.
Our Elliot hasn't told us about Martha.
You can
His ex-wife's name was Martha.
Do we?
Yeah.
I guess if you're intentionally trying to scare people out,
Yep.
roll an intimidation. Yes, or a performance would work as well. See how scary this turns out to be.
That is a 19.
That was effective.
So yeah, the trio stops playing. Just kind of mid riff. All right. Blake, you good tonight? I guess. I don't
Really
feel
goth
like
jazz
this
boys that into
properly
ghostly voices? That makes sense.
sated my soul tonight,
Your
but
poems are mid at best.
we'll see if the crowd's a little more receptive tomorrow.
I think I like this goose.
With that, you see the baristas are like, all right, guess the building's done. It's time to not be in it anymore, apparently.
Can I snag one of them
It's getting so
pastries real
late,
quick
too.
before we go?
I
Just
am.
one more. Just need one more pastry, just real quick.
Yeah, please, yeah, they'll be stale in the morning.
Hell
so
yes,
take 'em.
thank you. I'm gonna take it.
What kind of things are people leaving in the favor jar?
You see, like, they've got like post-it notes.
Oh, okay. So,
So
like
people are like,
actual favors.
yeah, like, I'll do
It's literally just an IOU jar.
I'll whitewash your fence or
Gotcha,
whatever.
Gotcha,
No.
gotcha. Okay. I was thinking if I could like leave something, but I don't have any.
There's some tokens in there, like there you could see like an okay piece of jewelry in there, or, you know, it's kind of random shit. People trying to be like, yeah, fuck it, that's worth some coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's even some change, like people are still leaving paper currency, you know.
Is that a habit?
Yeah, exactly.
I have nothing really that I could leave. That's why I was curious to see. But-
Oh yeah, a favor to fix something broken.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true.
And I'm over here and I'm going like, I don't know. I feel like listening to that poetry was torture enough.
I feel like we paid.
I
our-
earned-
the pastries.
Like I
and
earned the coffee. I earned
Like-
the coffee.
I'll leave a. Well, I'll fix something for you. Must be redeemed in next 3 days.
If you guys swing back on by, I'm sure we'll have something that could use some repairing.
Grab another coffee.
Mel has a flash of inspiration and then grabs the post-it note and writes down on his table, "When free, tied in a knot class." And is very proud of herself.
Okay.
I write ghost extermination.
Hold on.
All
Free
right.
decapitation.
I was going on that trend. Like, I will kill one zombie for you at minimum.
I will kill one for you and one for me.
You
Sadie,
guys,
you ready to go?
Bloodbath of the undead.
you see Sadie's already, she slipped outside while you guys were leaving your favors. She's talking with Blake.
Of course she is.
Okay. I mean, I'm not gonna wait. I'm going outside too.
Perfect.
So once I'm done writing mine.
So Blake is being thinks he's cooler than he is, kid.
Do you get an impression of like how old is he? Like,
Roll insight, perception.
I just kind of want to like glean some like info about.
Depending
this
on what gas
guy.
station he's leaving.
That 20.
Nice.
Nailed it.
Watch me roll like shit the rest of the 23.
Damn.
I have decent insight.
He
He's 19 years, 3 months. 2 days.
Like, is he in the right age ballpark? And does he look like
he
a
looks
normal guy for
like he's in the right age ballpark. There's definitely, you know, you see some people and their eyes are just wiser than they should be.
Okay.
His eyes are wiser than they should be. He looks every bit 17, 18, 16, somewhere in that ballpark. His eyes have got a sharpness to them that contrasts with his I don't give a fuck emo flair.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Very, you can tell that this is a guy that when he's looking for something, he sees everything. He's very sharp and perceptive. Borderline hunter kind of energy almost.
Yeah.
This guy has the alerts.
So I'm going to like not really caring for. I'm gonna just interrupt this conversation. Like, all right, Sadie, we're all ready to go.
Oh, you guys aren't calling it a night already, are you?
Yep. Yep.
I know a place we could go chill for a while.
We traveled a pretty long way today, actually.
So even more reason to come chill.
You know,
I've got
you
some
wouldn't be
fresh
so
grass.
Interested in hanging out so late if you would like exercise. I also highly recommend getting some sun because like you need vitamin D bad. I could give you a full nutrition plan if you'd like.
I'm all right. I take supplements, so I've got that covered. Yeah, if you really want, I could show you some great vegan recipes, though.
Oh, I'm not vegan. I like not starving to death. It's the apocalypse.
I mean, you're not wrong, but
Acting like I'm the one short of energy, but you're ready to crawl off to bed.
I've had a lot of
Yes.
coffee.
We've fought so
That
many more things than
makes
you have.
less
I almost
sense
guarantee it.
than your clarification intends it should make. You're ready to go to bed, but you just drank a bunch of coffee.
As someone who can drink like 2 monsters and fall asleep in 2 minutes.
I think it's best we call it a night.
We have
Come
really
on, Emery.
important adult
Sadie.
things that we
Emery,
If
I
you-
know you used to do this when you were my age. I'm just trying to have
I
some fun.
did sneak off with guys that I didn't know that well.
I know Blake really well.
Yeah.
Do you?
I've been hanging out with him every night.
I would just
For
like
2
to
weeks.
For
point out,
like
the conditions of
a
us
while.
all going out was to listen to poems and drink coffee and eat food. We've done that.
Mission
Time to go
accomplished.
home.
And honestly, you really shouldn't get high. It's super bad for your brain. Like you won't grow right. And frankly, the idea of being high in the apocalypse sounds like a terrible idea.
Yeah, apparently it stunts your
I
growth.
mean,
And
if
every time we
anything,
get drunk, like something horrible happens. So we highly would recommend you avoid that too.
if anything, taking a little bit of edge off the constant anxiety cycle that is the apocalypse is keeping me younger.
I'd rather keep my head.
I don't know. Though yeah, zombies being
Anxiety
like
keeps you
60 feet
alive.
away is not the best time to get high, I would say.
Although if you
Hey,
think about it, not that I'm
hey,
agreeing with
Sadie.
them, if you have no brain, the zombies won't go for it.
If these squares want to wander off to bed, they can. You can
Sadie,
come
if
back to
you
my
go off
place.
alone with him, I will wake mom and dad.
Oh,
Pull them off that card.
the sibling card.
Well, I'm going with him. And you let me come out here, so they'll be just as mad at you as they are at me.
Yeah, but I'm leaving in 3 days, so I don't have to deal with that forever.
Mom doesn't think that's true, so
That's not my
she'll be
problem.
upset.
She's already gonna be upset.
She's gonna be mad enough when she hears that you're marching off to go talk to a man about diesel engines tomorrow. Because you just got to town and you're already itching to get out of the house.
I am. Actually.
Yeah.
They are.
So she's gonna be
stifling
just
now.
as mad at you, and she'll forget that she's upset with me.
No, we're not.
You
we're
know
not-
I'm right.
I know you're right, but I will drag you back to the house if I have to.
How, like, look at it this way. Sadie. Like, we're only gonna be here for 3 days, and I
Which
bet
is
you
why I want you guys to
And
come
I
hang out
bet
with me
you
without the parents around.
totally missed your sister.
Yeah, that's why I want you guys to come hang out with me
Yeah.
without the parents around.
And I get that, but maybe we could do that during like broad daylight, and this is totally a persuasion. Maybe we could do that during like broad daylight when we can have like normal conversations with people we actually know, and
I
do
know,
helpful,
Blake.
useful, cool things.
You could roll a perception.
Persuasion.
That's what I meant.
Okay,
The other P.
I'm proficient in one of them.
Performance?
I am not proficient in the other one.
You mentioned it.
That's a 9.
Yeah, nah. No, she's standing her
Mel
ground.
never had any siblings at home. Like, this is hard. She's not good at persuading siblings.
Is she acting like Sadie acting like she has from the previous times we've met her? I'm essentially
Earlier
asking you to see
today?
if she's charmed or
We've
not.
never met Sadie before. I guess the question would be if she's acting how Emery remembers her
Oh,
acting.
she's being a bitchy little sister, so yeah.
So nothing's changed. Gotcha.
Poking all of the buttons.
I was gonna say, yeah, you guys have nothing to go off of. She was really quiet at church.
Yeah, we haven't really spoken to Sadie at all.
Fair. Fuck.
Good kid in the family. Good kid.
I was gonna say, this doesn't seem like a
That
good thing.
this is a little out of character, the sneaking
Yes.
out and stuff.
Yeah.
Some of this,
That
You
was
know.
more my bag than hers.
she is 17, so you're not sure if that's part of it, maybe.
Yeah.
But this is definitely way more rebellious than your sister ever was.
Yeah. And Emery's looking at her, suddenly concerned, like, if we do even drag her back to the house, she's gonna sneak back out. After we go to bed.
Hey, Emery, can I talk to you for a sec?
Yeah, what's up, James?
I'm gonna pull Emery aside for a sec. I have an idea.
An idea?
Yeah, but I have to ask you
Like
specifically
the
because
ghost whispers?
yeah, that was cool, wasn't it? Anyway,
You got me for a moment until the mid-comments.
I know, I noticed. And then pop up. Anyway, so So I have a spell thing that could potentially help persuade Sadie to come back with us, but she's gonna get real pissed when it wears off. Because I don't like that guy.
I think she's gonna leave the house again, even if we get her back home.
That's fair. This, I'm pretty sure whatever I'm gonna do is only gonna last like an hour.
So I'd rather deal with this now.
Okay,
Have her
we could
sneak
just
out
kill
by
him.
herself. That's not an option in regular society,
It
James.
kind
This
of
is
is, though, and I
no.
definitely could. So,
No. Alright, fine.
I like that plan. That's plan B.
Well, they're having this conversation.
there's also
Mel's
plan
gonna
C,
try
I
to take a
think,
different
no?
angle. Like, she's trying to figure out if he's
Bro,
really
drag
as
her
wimpy
ass
as she
back.
looks. So she
The
might,
last
like,
time we
If
tried
he's
doing
really
that,
what?
we had to do its
if
head
he's
off.
as wimpy as he looks.
Wimpy. Okay.
So she'll like
fair, this
pretend
time
to
just
trip
use your
over
hand,
something
not
and
the
then do
hammer.
the whole like, oh sorry, and then fall and like try to size
It's
up
like
to see if he has
Fezzik
muscles.
from Princess Bride.
He
That has the other consequence of purpose.
moves
Just
incredibly quick and catches you quite firmly and is able to. It's gentle, you know. He's not like clotheslining you upright by anything, but he's there, catches you, and helps you back on your feet. And while that happens, you look at him for a second. I need you to make a wisdom saving.
shit. Do we know? Do we
I know exactly
notice
where this
the
is going.
fast-
Son of a bitch! All right.
Do we overhear?
No,
after the
you
conversation?
don't.
I do.
That's a
Hold on.
zero.
We're
Wow. So that means she rolled a nat 1 minus 1. That's fantastic. So, Mel fails miserably. Oh my god.
has a crush on this guy now.
This is going to surprise you,
Roll 0.
but you effectively have. We're going to basically call it the charmed condition.
Mel has stars and hearts in her eyes.
Yeah.
Mel was very impressed by the speed in which he moved because, you know.
Now he suddenly definitely seems more the muscly guy than you thought he was.
Ah, shit. Do we notice the super speed in our conversation?
We
No.
are busy
No,
arguing.
fuck.
Olnok can make a perception.
I'll try. It's not gonna go well. Perception is dog shit. But here we go.
No, you're gonna do great.
Well, that's not terrible. 14.
You see him catch her and set her back up.
But I don't notice that it was like superhuman athletic.
No,
athleticism.
yeah.
You didn't pull the Spider-Man Mary Jane thing.
No.
No, with the
Yeah, he didn't do that.
He actually did that.
Yeah,
That
Tobey
wasn't-
Maguire
yeah,
actually
yeah.
did that. Fucking nuts. No. You don't notice that at all.
I feel like Mel is now turning on the whole, like, oh, and being all starry and flirty, which is probably pissing Sadie off.
So anyway, I can attempt to use
I
the
don't
spell
think
on
it's
Sadie.
not going to work because it's going to wear off. And then what's she gonna do?
Well, we lock her in a room. Or we could do what you were
Doors
saying you were
don't-
threatening to do.
Lock on the outside.
We could do what you were threatening to do and get her home and then wake your parents. And say like, hey, we
Can
caught Sadie
avoid
trying to
that,
run
and
off.
It is better if we can avoid that. She's not wrong, and then that would be very annoying.
So
and
you wanna
also make us leaving first. I
Come
don't.
chill with us, right?
Yeah.
Hey, what?
I do.
Do we hear that?
Probably.
Are you guys about ready to go here? I think we're about to.
We should go.
I got a
It'll
spot
be-
that's pretty
and
chill.
then, you know, we could all relax.
Son of a bitch stole my idea.
Fine. We'll go.
Motherfucker. God.
I'm
You're
just
gonna
like,
like
yeah,
the
we-
place, and it's not too awful far from here. I mean, we are in Fort Morgan, so nothing's too far from here. But this is particularly not too far from here. He takes you. You guys follow.
Yeah, begrudgingly.
He takes you to.
Olnok is still a werewolf, and Mel becomes a vampire.
That's my thoughts.
Man, in the weird twilight hours of this episode, huh?
Maybe he sparkles.
We
He,
can't have him in the sunlight. We can't confirm that.
I would love to get him in the sunlight. The man needs vitamin D.
He leads you guys up to. Fort Morgan has a library museum combo. right across the street from which is one of the only 3-story buildings in town, the Bepo? No, it's the Masonic Lodge.
It's also where they do bingo.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
You can rent it out as an event space.
And you see Blake walk up to the front. He kind of looks over his shoulder both ways, makes sure nobody's looking, and reaches onto what looks like a knocker. Lifts it up, and there's a key that he pulls out and is able to unlock the door. Stashes the key back within the knocker. Looking at it, you wouldn't see where the compartment was necessarily, because it's like part of the solid metal plate that the striker would strike. But he's able to unlock, and it's dead in here. I mean, we're talking, it's like solid midnight now.
Didn't take this for the kind of place you would hang out.
Yeah, we're not quite there yet.
Hey, do you have the Rocky Talkie?
You have the Rocky Talkie.
I'm gonna use it if I could right before we walk in.
I believe it's just an action to use it, right?
Yeah. So I'm right before I walk in. After everyone walks in, I'm gonna call Elliot on the Rocky Talkie.
You do it in the building?
No, before I go inside.
Okay.
During the whole process with the key.
Yeah.
Go ahead and do that, and then roll a perception while you're at it.
Check. Okay. Yo, Elliot, just a heads up. We're planning on going with a unique poet of sorts. We could totally use some assistance.
He's got dreamy
It's gonna be a fun night. He's got grass apparently, and you love grass. So if you could get your ass over here pronto, we're over at a museum slash library.
That because it's sending.
Yeah.
I don't know that.
The sending spell's got a very strict limit on how much you could send.
So you
I
basically
know that.
got through,
James
25
you got
words.
through, like unique individual.
Yeah. We're going upstairs with unique individual.
I think it was 25 words, right?
Yeah, that's about where in the sentence he would have been where he cut off. What's your perception?
Oh, yeah, right. 16.
You think you hear you
In the distance.
in the distance. You think
Close.
no.
Nope.
What?
Because Elliot might be there.
And you hear
Very dark.
the jackass wearing the black clothes and the white face.
Where the fuck?
Fucking knew it.
That totally works because I can't see him.
Yeah.
Batman your ass again. Yeah.
Freaking dark.
Jesus.
Do you look around all confused, and then we head into the building? Emery looks like supremely enjoying.
Actually, I think I got a couple more. I'll just, yeah, jackass with the black clothes and the white face.
And the dreamy
Don't
eyes.
lock the door behind you.
I'm gonna use Mage Hand as a doorstop.
Roll a stealth. 'Cause I'm assuming you want that to be obscured.
Oh yeah, the Mage Hand is currently invisible.
Perfect.
It'll probably actually, if it's like a latching kind of thing, I'll just use Mage Hand to like keep the latch
Perfect.
open. Yeah. Oh right, I can't do that.
That is
23.
my gig.
23?
Yeah, 23.
That's what you rolled last time.
Wow.
All right. Perfect.
That sounded more like Wario. Never mind.
Wario died.
He's in the walls.
It is funny catching like noises and comments. Just
Yeah.
like in the background sometimes.
Blake looks over at you. If you have a friend that would like to join us, he's welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't have to try to sneak him in. He can just come in.
Look at James.
He rolled a 26 perception.
Mother. God damn.
So, Mike, do you live here or where do you live in town? I bet it's someplace not that far away because frankly, like everything's not that far away. And Mel just continues on babbling and not actually giving him enough time to answer any of the questions she asked.
I've got a place not too far from here, but no, he starts leading you guys upstairs, and looks back at James again and just tell your friend to come on in as soon as he gets here.
Yep. It's gonna take him a while. He's like 5 blocks that way.
Okay.
All right.
That was totally believable.
And leads you guys up to the roof. He's leads you up on the roof. He's got a pretty decent, weird little chill pad up on the roof he's got set up here. A couple of comfortable looking lounge chair type things. It's got a little like cabinet bar type setup. He's got set up there. A couple of tables for like, you know, snacks and whatnot. Definitely got a bong or two. And he's just like, yeah, make yourselves at home. The view from up here is about as good as it gets in Fort Morgan. You can see all the way to the other end of town.
Yeah,
I could have done that
whole
from the street.
mile.
But the stars are super pretty.
It's kind of a fun place to watch the zombie pen, too. Every now and again, you can see him trying to scale it. As far as entertaining things here in town, that's about as good as it gets.
You should try killing them. It's a lot.
There's kind of like a lot of them in there, man. There's a lot of them. That's not a great idea. We might have pulled it off before the town decided to corral them all. But now that you've got that many concentrated things in one small space, it'd be kind of like walking into a blender, man. Blender, man. Not a blender, man.
Blender man.
Oh, you're so clever.
That laugh, you immediately get a look from James like, huh?
What?
You got a pretty strong one from Emery.
I've heard a
too.
sadistic laugh from Mel. I've heard like a nervous chuckle, but never that.
Yeah, that would be a new one.
Yeah, for you guys, Emery's in a... Nope.
No.
Mel's in a very similar
quick, give out
state
the
to
name tag. You
Sadie.
need the name tag.
I can't see any of them.
Yeah, it's not gonna help him.
Oh yeah, there's a bit of.
I can just...
Yeah,
I mean,
you haven't seen Mel. giggling.
Mel's just... what's that guy? From
Dillon?
Tim...
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
Wilson
Mr.
from
Wilson?
fucking Tool Time. Home Improvement. It's the actual name of the show.
What?
So,
Home Improvement?
Well, I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
all I can see
The
is
neighbor.
this of you.
Mr. Wilson.
Okay, I thought you were talking about the way Mel was acting. I'm like,
Oh,
no,
no,
that's
no,
really
nothing at all
coming
like you.
across that I'm doing really badly.
No, sorry.
I mean, James would be equally confused, but not that.
So Elliot pulled a 14 trying to stealth in the front door.
Okay, yeah, he knows you're here.
Well, he knows I was following.
Yeah. He's...
Yeah, now I'm just, that was for, with the unlocked door, that was his coming in the front door and basically trying to sneak up the steps.
Gotcha. After he sees everybody's lounging, he walks back over to the door and just like, you're good. You can come up here, man.
The view's really pretty.
Mel,
I think your friends are all
Drank the wrong
expecting you up here, sir.
I drank good coffee.
Leaves the door open and he walks back and sits down in a relatively comfortable chair. Sadie's seated not too far from him.
So Elliot will come up the stairs and step out. And he kind of looks at everybody, glares at most of you, and then goes stands right next to Mel.
my defense, this wasn't my fault.
Who's looking slightly like sparkly eyed. And bemused.
I'm disappointed you weren't able to make the poetry reading. Sounds like the rest of your crew here was excited for that.
It was lovely.
I'm glad you were able to make it.
It was
Boy, it was really
Elliot's
great until
not
you
a
started
poetry
talking.
Guy.
That's fair.
I stayed awake the whole time.
How?
You certainly tried, and I appreciate that.
Wonder what happens if you charm a charmed person.
How long have you been
Ow.
in town?
I moved to Fort Morgan about, I'd say probably like 9-10 weeks ago.
That's it?
Yeah, I wasn't planning on moving to Fort Morgan. But then my car broke down when everybody's everything broke down. So I'm here. Figured I'd make the most of it. Your sister's been very kind in showing me around town. It's nice to know that there are some friendly faces.
Was Sadie as starry-eyed as Mel
Yes.
currently is?
In the morning, you should come with us. We're gonna go for a run.
Oh, I'm all right.
I love running.
You should try it.
Everyone should love running.
I-
How else do you get such nice muscles?
What?
I find that
the
it
dude turned
comes.
sideways and he disappeared.
It's like a
What?
phone stand.
I find that it comes fairly natural, actually. Anyway, like I said, there's I know there's not a lot to do. Help yourselves to beverage. Got a fairly well-stocked bar back there. If aerosols are more your thing, you've got some of that as well you could partake in.
Oh, what now?
You know, the inhalants.
That
We got some of the
sounds
white,
super
some
bad
of the
for you.
green.
Drugs, Mel. You don't want it.
I don't. No.
Mary Jane, Little Snow.
I will take some of these potato chips.
We do. We have those as well. We do have potato chips as well.
Well, of course, you gotta have
Good
munchies.
salty snacks.
Obviously, of course, Sadie is verboten from all of the above.
Because she's underage.
Yeah,
right?
she's only 17.
And how old are you?
I'm old enough.
How
Me
long have you been
too.
17?
I believe that.
Not an
I believe
answer.
that.
That is not an answer.
I'm old enough that I was able to procure all this.
Yeah, how are you
So you
procuring
should
all
not be
this?
hanging out with a 17-year-old.
Not alone. That's why I really wanted you guys to come with.
But you're going to let her come with you by herself anyway. You've been hanging out with her, clearly.
We have
already.
other friends that if we need to pick up, we can do that.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure it's fine. He seems like such a nice guy.
I have no ill intent here.
Yeah,
Not
see?
with Sadie.
Not with Sadie. You have ill intent for.
I'm not too fond of those creatures in the pen.
Well, nobody likes those. They smell funny.
Among
Steps
other
away,
issues,
wearing
yes.
brimstone clothes.
So you were traveling through Fort Morgan when your car died. Where are you coming from?
Where did you go?
Morgan. I came to Fort Morgan.
Uh-huh. You were coming
I'm
from
answering
Morgan.
his easier question first.
Here, dumbass.
He was making a reference.
Uh,
Not asking a question.
Most recently, I'm coming from Chicago, Chi-Town.
Uh-huh.
They didn't. Yeah, but when cars worked, it wasn't that big of a deal.
Have you ever
I
been
was
to
hoping to-
California? The beach is really pretty in the evening.
I believe that. I was hoping to make it to the Bay Area, but that sounds like a brutal walk.
Yeah.
You should get a horse.
I'm
We
all
have
right.
horses. I bet we could lend a horse.
No,
Yeah, no.
we can't. We're using all of ours.
Horses in use.
Horses and I don't tend to get along too well anyway.
Oh, they didn't get along with me either, but if you feed them enough carrots, they'll like you.
There you go. Well, like I said, I was hoping to get to the Bay Area. I've heard their poetry scene is pretty
Good.
alive.
Elliot, while he's listening to this, is going to drop into his primeval awareness.
Okay.
It's an action,
Okay.
and I'm looking for aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fiends, and undead. Specifically, this guy.
Yeah.
Which one?
Undead.
Please
Okay.
share with the class.
Okay.
Because the class
And
is
then
dying over
obviously, about 3 blocks away, shit lights up. Especially because I think technically this counts as your favorite terrain, being grasslands.
Yep.
So
Oh, yeah,
3
no.
blocks away, shit lights
Yeah,
the
this
hell
light-
up.
Oh yeah, this
And
is
the white yellow. What is the list again? Sorry.
Fae, fiends, aberrations.
Yeah. Celestial, undead,
elementals, celestials,
dragons.
dragons.
The white yellow that you were detecting is coming not too far from here either.
Okay.
I don't remember where we're at in my mental map of Fort Morgan because it's not great.
Sure.
So I can't tell you the direction, but it's not very. You've been near where it's coming from.
Okay.
We're about 3 or 4 blocks from the church.
Yeah. So
East of the church.
it's coming from
The west.
roughly.
It
You've
says,
said both ways.
We are east.
Gotcha. It's to the west.
It's to the west.
Gotcha.
Okay. I was just concerned about this guy
He absolutely pings his undead.
as undead. Okay. So
The player had a strong information.
Yeah.
yeah.
So who else would you have picked up if we didn't come with you and Sadie? Like who else do you know in town?
I would have talked to the baristas. We've hung out several times. There's John at the bowling alley.
Why is he still at the bowling alley?
They have the pinball machines.
Which
People
were-
keep playing those. It's something. Their beer stock hasn't gone completely dry yet.
So it's some kind of party space.
Yeah. Sometimes that jazz troupe heads over there and plays something that resembles rock. And people kind of jam to that at the bowling alley.
Boy, that would have been nice.
It's real fun on the lanes.
While he's
Yeah.
talking, Elliot's gonna
It's still well oiled.
move away from Mel over to Olnock, and he's going to whisper as quietly as he can.
While I'm asking pointed questions
Yeah.
of this guy.
I don't know what this means for that.
Do you have your?
Distracted.
The whisper is, Olnock, do you have your hammer ready?
Always.
I think at this
I'm done.
I
Get
think
ready.
at this point Mel is like, if you can picture what a teenager trying to flirt with somebody looks like,
Oh,
that's
you're
Mel.
totally twirling your
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely. Mel has her
Stealth.
ponytail in one hand and
Stealth.
is twirling it and is looking up at him all starry-eyed.
Ooh,
She has like
18.
one hand on his arm and giggles at everything he says. Like it's bad.
Every time Emery
It's
asks
pathetic.
a question, she listens to the answer, and then Mel giggles, and she just stares really hard at Mel. What the fuck
What
is
is
happening
wrong with
here?
I don't.
And whenever Mel talks, her hair bobs in that really cute way.
I'm getting. I don't know what I've done to upset you folks, but
You're hanging out with my 17-year-old sister.
Oh, come on, he's
I don't know
harmless.
you.
That
You're new
alone,
to town.
even in like normal society, is warning.
It's
bells.
creepy. I don't
I'm
know what
like,
to tell you.
I'm 18.
So you're old enough to get alcohol and weed, but you're 18.
I have figured out how to procure. Did you never drink in high school,
How
Emery?
long have you been 18?
That's a
700 years.
that is a very strange. How long have you been your age?
Oh, I didn't know I liked younger men.
Oh, Mel, that's also really creepy from
I don't
your
know what's
end.
creepier, murder happy Mel or this happy Mel.
I've clearly upset you folks, and I'm sorry. It was
It's-
not my intention.
Insight check.
Yeah, go for it. You can incite that.
He doesn't want us mad. He wants us docile.
16.
You believe him. He doesn't want you, man. He did not intend to upset you.
I feel like we should put it. I was only 22. This is
Yeah, it's not like
but
crazy.
not
I know,
way
Yeah.
I know, but it's like within straight up 18
Yeah.
is still weird.
On the
Oh,
fence.
I don't
Yeah.
disagree with you. Just
Oh yeah, charmed Mel on the other hand.
Legal and acceptable are two different situations. Yes, absolutely.
I had to think my way through this, but I did come to the answer. Elliot's gonna come back over, and what's our layout in the room? Where is he?
He's
Mel
got
and
himself
Sadie is the main ones.
away from the door. He's on the far edge of the roof.
Okay.
So he's basically got fuck all behind him.
Yep.
Sadie's kind of chilling nearby. And just for clarification's sake, she's fawning over him. He's not
not really paying
Yeah, he's not like got his arm draped over her or anything.
Yeah.
If anything, his attention is much more fixated towards Mel currently. I would assume Mel's near-ish. Yeah.
Okay.
And then you're near-ish your sister, I would assume.
I'm like sitting across from him, like.
So you're in the dad grilling the boyfriend's seat, so to speak.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect analogy.
I'm gonna step next to Emery and look him in the eye and say, I'm giving you 5 seconds to release these two, or
They
I
are
will destroy you.
free to leave of their own accord. I'm not forcing anybody to do anything.
That's all I needed to know. Elliot is gonna draw his sun sword,
Oh, yeah.
and he is going to ignite it.
Whoa, what the fuck?
Ooh, this escalated quickly.
He is gone.
Yeah.
You see a black mist where he was
What the fuck?
fade away.
What in the...
Oh,
Off
we get
over the
initiative
roofs.
on it. Okay.
I'm gonna draw my sword at that point. My magic sword. It's like, where'd he go?
Okay. I
Oh.
didn't think it was necessarily
Elliot, now you
that
scared
kind
him
of
off.
creepy.
He seemed like an okay dude.
What is wrong with you?
Am I the only one who saw him burn to fucking ash? Why do I act like he's still here?
I don't know. He could still be here. I don't know. We've dealt with ghosts who phase through
That
shit.
was an
Elliot didn't hit
undead.
him.
I don't know what it was specifically, but that was an undead.
Wait, like he faded to ash or he disappeared
He
magically?
disappeared in a
He turned into black smoke.
Oh, great.
And
Elliot
it's
didn't
gone.
hit him with the sword.
So I'm crazy. All right, fair enough.
No, I don't know what the fuck's going on either, Oldbach.
For
I-
what it's worth, you see the black smoke moving with the wind off across town.
I don't know, but
It's
I
not
think it was a fucking
dissipated like you would
vampire.
expect.
You know, I made that joke like forever ago about other things existing. I really wish I was wrong.
And because it's black smoke, you can track him for like a quarter block. And then
Are,
he's just part of the dark sky.
Are Mel and Sadie still charmed?
Yes.
Okay.
So I could do the thing that I was planning
Well,
on
if they're
really
still
doing
charmed,
to
he's
Sadie.
probably not dead.
Maybe it would work and break the thing, or we can just. Y'all are gonna hate me for this, and Mel's gonna hate me for this too.
No
I'm gonna
one-
walk up to Mel and I'm going to lightly slap her across the face and say, "Snap out of it!" It is. Whoosh.
Mel reactively just slaps you back.
Yes.
Like she doesn't even make a sound or anything. Like you slap her head turns, she slaps you back.
Okay, so Mel is still in there somewhere.
What
Ouch,
the
my
hell was
face.
that for?
Fuck, that's gonna stink.
You slapped me. I slapped you. It seemed fair.
You were fawning over the twig.
He's not as twiggy as he looks.
No,
He's kind of buff
no.
under that butt.
No.
Mel, this is the exact opposite shit from what you were saying earlier tonight.
Is it? That seems
Yes.
like a while ago.
No, that was less than an hour ago.
Your supposedly 18 lover boy just turned into mist and went that way.
We got to talking and I got to know him better. And aside from being a terrible poet,
I mean, you did most of the talking, if we're being honest. I don't think you got to know him at
Yeah,
all.
bros is super creepy.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm a great listener.
Okay. Are we going to follow the vampire and deal with him? Or are we going...
A what now?
A vampire. It was a damned vampire.
He turned into mist and flew away, Mel. What do you think he is?
I'll be honest, I'm having a hard time processing the last 5 seconds of that interaction, but I'm pretty sure he's not a vampire.
Yeah.
I've been
And what
hanging out
makes
with
you
him
think
for like
that?
2 weeks, and I'm not bitten. I've never seen him biting.
Medicine check.
Never seen him.
And have you seen him in the daylight?
Well, no, because
And
I'm
he just
stuck at
turned
the
into
house.
mist and flew away?
Like I said, I'm having a hard time processing that part. But I don't remember hearing Dracula doing that either. He turns into
Dracula?
bats.
I'm pretty sure Dracula turns into mist at some point.
I'm pretty sure he turns
But
into
hear
bats.
me out.
Are we
Maybe
really
read
arguing
the
over what
book?
type of
No,
vampire is what
I've only
Maybe-
seen the
how do
movies
you
where he goes
know?
like, blah, 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 and then he's a bat.
Maybe we live in a weird universe where vampires are actually good. I mean, Olnok's not necessarily evil because he's a werewolf, so maybe
He's
he
a
just
werewolf?
happened to be a vampire.
We're working
What?
on that. We're trying to fix that.
All right, so
Maybe-
you're
maybe
mad
he's
that I'm
an
hanging out with a
accidental
pale guy,
vampire.
but you brought a werewolf to our house?
He got attacked by a werewolf on accident, and we are dealing
Shit,
with that
sorry.
And
problem.
the full moon
Sorry,
is
I did
nowhere
not
near
mean
right
to
now.
let that
You
happen.
currently
Yeah,
Yeah,
say.
she's looking at the sky like,
Hanging out with somebody who's buying alcohol and weed.
is exactly what you did in high
And a lot of
school.
other
Yeah,
words
but
I don't
I
know
was
what they-
with other normal kids, not some
if
guy
he
from
is a
out of
vampire,
town.
that totally makes sense for why his poems suck.
Oh God.
Sorry, not the time.
God damn it. Okay. That took me a minute, but that's
James, that
painful.
is nuts.
Sorry, I
Sadie.
make bad jokes when I'm anxious.
I'm just
Sadie,
saying.
have
maybe
you
he's
asked this
an
guy
accidental
into your
vampire.
house?
Well, no, my
Go
dad will
ahead.
kill
Never
him.
do that.
Never.
Yes.
Let's get out of here and let's go home. To your
All
home,
right.
I
not to
don't
my
think
home.
he's
If we could
that
get to my
sure.
home, that would be better. But we can't, so let's go back to your house.
This is gonna break my culinary code, but we should probably salt the house.
Yes.
Where do you
Guys
got
do
the
anything
salt?
for a vampire?
It's in the pack.
What do you could?
No,
It's in
our
there.
And do
salt.
what?
Use the
Oh,
salt
our
in
house.
town.
Yeah, our house, not
Oh
this
no,
place.
that's
I
fine.
don't care
Okay.
about this place.
Okay, that makes more sense. All right.
I gotta waste salt here.
Okay.
We'll do it back home.
All right.
I'm just saying, you know, I know I was getting pretty down on the whole stranger thing, but maybe not all so
No.
bad.
This one is.
Let's not forget that if I lose control of a werewolf, I do just basically become a wild animal that's
Can
a
we
threat.
shut up
We-
about the werewolf?
We
Yes,
haven't
maybe-
forgotten about that.
maybe
Yeah, I'm really glad you brought him to the house.
We're
He's
working on
clearly
that.
The whole point
He's
I'm trying to
okay.
make is maybe there's good vampires. They don't exist. It's not a thing.
We don't know that.
We
Yes.
don't even know that he's a vampire.
Your point's invalid. You've been charmed.
I've been what?
You were
I
charmed.
know I'm charming.
No,
Charmed.
he charmed you.
Okay.
I'm
Just for the, I'm just gonna test it. I'm gonna cast Charm Person on Mel and see what
See
that.
what happens.
I'm
Can
trying to
you
wrestle
override his
control
charm?
of this.
I
Aha,
don't
there's
know
my
how that
wrench-
works.
There's my wrench for the day, DM.
Let's see how this one goes.
What is your
My
Spell save DC.
is 14.
She still have to save against it.
Yeah.
14?
14.
Yeah.
Because those are two things that could stack without.
Yeah. You could be charmed by two different people
Go for it.
simultaneously.
Okay, so I cast Charm Person.
And I have
Wisdom
to do a
against him.
wisdom save.
No.
Yep. Hold on, what are the components? Oh, it's just verbal.
Oh,
Somatic.
don't worry about it.
16.
Fuck.
Mel is not gullible enough.
she's
to
not
be
charmed by you.
Twice. I actually know him.
Yeah.
The fuck? Okay. She falls
Great.
for the twig.
You can tell he tried.
I blink a couple times. What are you doing?
I'm trying to break you out of the nonsense that the twig did to you.
I don't know what you're talking about, but
The vampire.
honestly,
That's what I'm talking about.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
This is why it didn't work. You're not charming.
Damn. You already slapped me once. Now you're hurting me emotionally.
You slapped me first.
Yeah, to again help you.
Did
Tough
no one
love.
ever tell you not to hit
Okay.
women?
Okay.
You slapped me. I slapped you. We're even.
No, Elliot's right. We're going back to the
Don't
house.
make me punch you again.
So you guys are, I mean, Sadie's totally not stoked. She
At
just
this
pretty
point,
much
I
goes to
am,
bed.
like, yeah.
As soon
drag
as she,
her back.
yeah. Oh, no, she goes home. She's like,
Okay.
well, you guys fucking
Yeah, I hope he
killed
never
my
comes
friend,
to-
I think.
We didn't kill him. He
No, we
turned
missed.
people don't turn into smoke.
No, they don't.
People don't. You're right.
do.
People don't do that.
Vampires turn into bats.
No, they turn
Werewolves
into smoke,
turn
too.
into murder monsters.
Yes, they
And
do.
people, when they turn into black smoke, are dead.
They turn into
These
werewolves.
are
never
facts.
took
For the zombies, which come back as
That's because we don't typically light fucking lightsabers at people.
Also, if you burn the zombies, they're not necessarily
Pretty
stay
cool.
dead either.
I'm good. It's fine.
I'm
Wait
going
a
to
minute.
bed.
I forgot. you had
Never mind.
this.
It's too. I was gonna say, could he turn into mist in the sun? But because that
really
sun sword counts as
averse to the
sunlight, but it's a
sun.
little way too
Yes.
late for
I
that.
offered to go running at sunrise, and he didn't want to. You know, honestly,
No.
nobody wants to go running
No
at
one
sunrise.
wants to run at
except for you.
sunrise.
Well,
Okay.
I like running.
All
at
right.
sunrise.
I
I've
need so
had
much
such a hard time sleeping tonight.
Can I booby trap the doors, or at least specifically Emery's sister's, but Sadie's door?
The answer to your question is yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Elliot, are you still sleeping outside?
Hell no, I'm not sleeping outside with a goddamn vampire. I sleep on the floor.
That's the answer I wanted.
Sadie goes straight to her room.
Yeah. good.
I still think you guys are overreacting.
Could I like string up like one of the pans on her door handle so that like when she opens it, the pan clangs against the door frame?
You can roll a sleight of hand to try.
Oh, by the way, when we get in, I'm waking up Sharon and Kenneth. No, this
I'm
is.
pretty sure
this
with
is.
all of our banter.
Oh, yeah,
we
no,
did
this
that
is totally
on
happening.
accident.
And Ken comes down the stairs like,
Arguing all the way home.
what are you doing?
Okay, we have
What
a
is
slight
going on?
problem. First off, your youngest daughter, Sadie, yeah, her new boyfriend is a vampire. So you need to work on that. Number two, we're going to shut the house down tonight so that a vampire can't get in. No one's allowed to invite anybody in the house tonight. Yeah, and if you have any salt, we need it.
Yeah, we'll use your salt if you wouldn't mind.
It's
not like you use it.
You have garlic?
it's in the kitchen.
Okay.
Work? I don't know if that works.
By the way, I got a 26 for that
You
door.
very well make noisy thingies on doors. I won't let anybody into the house tonight.
Okay.
And we'll talk about the rest of that when it can make sense.
Okay.
It
And,
doesn't.
It won't.
Yeah, Elliot's gonna go take the salt.
It's a lot of fucking words to wake up to.
Yeah, especially
I'm
at
going
like
to sleep.
1 o'clock in the morning. Yes, I know. So Elliot's gonna go lay the salt at all the windows and the doorways. And Mel, you're staying next to me tonight.
But you snore.
I don't care.
Fine.
And you are not allowed to invite anybody in the house.
I wouldn't invite anybody to somebody else's house. That is so rude.
Perfect.
Okay, what if you see the tall, dark, and twiggy?
Don't give her.
Then I'll go
scenarios.
outside.
No, you will not.
Oh, that's good shit.
Obviously.
We'll try this again. Okay.
And Elliot's gonna lay down with the sun sword laying next to it with his hand on it.
All right.
Oh, can I? Since
Is
minor
Jacob
illusion
still
is a
asleep in
cantrip,
his
can
room?
Yeah, he's still asleep
Okay,
downstairs.
since a minor illusion is a cantrip and I can make it sound like anybody's voice, can I make it sound like Tall, Dark, and Twiggy's voice telling Mel not to leave the house, and see if that would trick her into not leaving the house?
That's a
You
lot
could-
of tomfoolery.
Absolutely
That's
make
a lot
that
of
sound occur.
Okay, so you hear his voice like, Mel, don't leave the house.
You can go ahead and first roll insight, I guess.
Oh. Okay. 10.
You are exactly on the fence as to whether that was real or not.
I don't know. You didn't quite have the accent in the right place.
Are we?
Needed more pause.
I wasn't actually listening to his poem, and I didn't get his cadence right.
I slept through the whole thing.
Are we worrying about watches, or are we just sleeping through the night?
I'm definitely gonna do a watch, and my eyes are gonna be glued on Mel, not in a creepy way.
I'm morning watch.
No, you're not.
I want to go for a morning run. I keep talking about it, and it sounds wonderful.
You can
right
go for a morning run after everyone's awake.
In
So
fact,
can
I will
if
run
you-
with you.
Oh, thank God! I was gonna volunteer. You got there first.
Instant regret.
Okay, James. I'll wake you up right at sunrise.
Oh God, can't wait.
I'll take.
I just don't want to see a compatriot get turned into a fucking Capri Sun.
I'll take a watch because Emery's not happy right now.
Emerson, kind of pissed off.
How many watches do we need?
Well, I'm gonna
To go through the
grab
rest of the night, they're 2 hours, 4 hours long. 2 hours long.
2 hours.
It's 1, so like 2.5, I guess.
I'll take the last one.
Okay.
I'm gonna get some sleep. So I'll take first watch then, if that's
Mel
okay.
on
Since
your run.
yeah.
Oh, this is gonna be so much fun.
In my big fucking mouth.
All right.
Who's so?
I'm taking one. Malnock's taking the other.
Okay. Cool. Roll perception.
Can I give inspiration to other people?
No.
No? Okay, figured I'd check.
How about no?
Massive.
Okay. Your father's snoring is
So loud.
way the hell worse than you
Oh, it's
remember.
like rattling the house.
Well, I mean, that with the resonance of Elliot's snoring is probably shaking the whole damn house.
And it doesn't help. Your house actually had a laundry chute built into it.
Yeah, of course.
So it's coming straight down the metal piping into the basement.
They're probably their breathing's probably offset too. So Emery's father
It's
breathes
just a
in.
snore.
Can't continue. I've lived that.
So between that and how much she's fuming right now, she is just like unable to focus, unable to like.
Drink a whole fucking pot of coffee.
Other than that, your watch goes uneventfully.
Uh-huh.
Mel does not move from her sleeping position.
I just go nudge Olmok. Like, yeah, buddy.
Yep. Okay.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Good
So
night.
that's how you're supposed to wake up now. Got it.
Emery looks so grumpy. But she just goes.
You don't have to throw a shoe at my All right. All right.
Go ahead and roll a perception.
Yep. That was
Jesus.
epic. That's the new one. Shit. My
That's a
perception's
table breaker.
-1. That was 13. I was hoping that it would roll more, and it didn't. It just fucking.
Same.
I don't recommend using the
And with
metal
that-
to the nice tray.
We'll wake up next episode.
Dun dun dun.
Okay.
Plot twist. Does everyone wake up? We don't know.
We don't know. Theater of the Mind is Amanda Arfsten as Melanie Kelly, Jeremy Arfsten as Elliot Brandybane, me, Michael Bernal as Olnak Varger Johnson. I forgot my name for a second. Isn't that sad, kids? Yeah, you'll understand someday. Mike Downs as James O'Brien, and Kasey Weingarten as Emery Lee. We release episodes every 2 weeks, and our next episode will release on
March 30th.
If you like what we're doing, you can follow us on our socials, which can be found in the podcast description via our link tree. Also in the podcast description, you can find our promo code to Pinecast for 40% off your first 4 months. It's a pretty hell of a deal. Gotta admit, 40%. It's almost half. Don't know if you know fractions or percentages, but there you go. And you can also get a free 7-day trial to Epidemic Sounds. And they do a lot of our sounds and music for our podcast. And we are under the Creative Commons license with those. And our music was sourced from Epidemic Sounds, and our songs used in order are
Choir of Angels by More Than Family. Echoes of the Unmasked by Dex 1200. Ghouls by Spectacles, Wallet, and Watch. Mind Your Step by Craft Case. Paris in the Rain by Martin Landstrom and Gustav Lundgren. Late Night Friends by Segoy. And The Hidden Ones by Ennio Mana.
people, places, events, creatures, characters, things, airports, airlines, bombs, mystical creatures. Anything you can think of that is represented in this podcast is a work of fiction, ergo fantasy, which means it probably didn't happen. If it has any similarity to real life, purely coincidental. All right? Purely coincidental. Carry on about your day, you beautiful bitches. If you like what you're doing, what you're doing, if, hold on. All right.
If you like what you're doing, keep at it.
Keep doing that. It's good for you.
You go, boo. I support you.
All right. If you like what we're doing, let's not do it with that weird emphasis that doesn't make sense if I didn't say the first thing. It says shout outs, but I don't know what to say there.
You did it.
Okay. That's the thing?
Yeah.
All right.
Those are the shoutouts.
I was like, it was after the other thing. So, okay.